check 1 2 1 2. We live, baby. Come on. That's right. Okay. Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat.
You know what I won't
blaze up.
Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 wow. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy. For your boy. Hustle for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your, lift it up. Then it bust it open, lift it up. Yeah, come on, lift it up. Then it bust it open for your B-O-Y. Bend it, for your rockin' for your lift it up, baby. Mix it with your bossa now.
Come on, blaze, so you know.
Drop me a nasty beat.
Hello, y'all get in here. Why I feel like it's dark? Let me see how I look. Yeah, I feel dark. It feels dark in here. You guys okay? Y'all get in here, get the likes up on the video. We have a show to do today. I'm trying to figure out why I feel like I look dark. Sorry, y'all. I think it might be a shadow or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyway, I feel dark. I hate that. All right, neither here nor there, y'all. Get in here, get the likes up on the video. I'm trying to think what I'm doing different that I normally do. Something is weird. Sorry. Anyway, welcome on in. Come on into the dollhouse, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the building. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you're returning, welcome back. Welcome to the dollhouse to everybody who's here. Shout out to everybody in the building. You guys get the likes up on the video. We have a show to do today, okay? Sonia Matthews, thank you for being a member for 13 months. Beautiful. She says, hey, Voodoo, I've been missing you down to the ground. You know what I mean? I've been trying to, lay low and things of that nature. But neither here nor there. I'm back. I missed y'all, obviously. So, obviously I'm back. I got back Monday. I went to New Orleans this past weekend to go to the Jazz Fest. But I came back on Monday and, I've been dropping the Love and Hip Hop. Make sure y'all check those out. I hadn't even checked. Y'all, I literally uploaded Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Was it yesterday? And I never even went back to the YouTube studio to see how it's doing. Crazy work, ain't it? Okay, we doing good for 17,000 views in 21 hours. Y'all make sure y'all go check out my Love and Hip Hops, my Baddies reviews. You know what I'm saying? And all those other things. And thank you so much, beautiful Sonia, for being a member for 13 months. And I'm happy to be back. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Seriously. I really do. Girl, let me tell you something, Caitlin. The Jazz Fest was hot. I was sweating between my legs and under my boobs. But that's a given. At least under the boobs is a given. But I was chafed. Girl. It was hot. But it was good, though. It was good. I don't know what I thought I was looking for in hype-wise, but when I got there, it was just like, okay, this is nice. This is dope. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Shout out to everybody in the building. Tiffany Willis, thank you for being a member for 8 months. Happy to be a member for 8 months. Like the video. Yes, you guys, please like the video. Please, please, please like the video. So, we got a show today. We're going to get into... First of all, DeShawn Snow sat down with Nene Leakes on her podcast or whatever. We're going to get into what she talked about with RHOA, with the husband and all that stuff. Then we have to get into, I was supposed to talk about this morning on the jokes, but I messed up. But Tiny speaks out about how basically back in the day in the late 90s, you had to be there. Biggie said that Xscape was ugly. He said it, and then it kind of messed with him because they used to dress like little boys. But long story short, Tiny just came out and said that before he passed, he did reach out and say that he was sorry. So we're going to get into that as well. Also, Kandi girl. Baritone Burruss came out to tell us that she wasn't dagging on the low and she ain't in no pilot relationship, and I'm calling cap. But neither here nor there. We'll discuss her and Fetum's little... Also, I just seen an old video that I forgot about. It's an old clip of Shamia, Kandi, Portia. Remember, put a 1 in the chat if you remember this. But do y'all remember? And I had to see the clip to remember. But do you guys remember when Portia didn't go to Shamia wedding? Remember, she was pregnant and she was talking about she wasn't feeling good. I think she said she wasn't feeling good. But either way, as her best friend, the person supposed to be in the wedding, Portia said, I can't come. I'm not feeling good. The signs were always there. Yes, they were. The signs were always there. We just didn't catch up. The signs were always there. When I seen that clip, I was like, oh, wow. And Shamia, per usual, oh, but Portia, you really not going to come? Portia, seriously, you're my best friend. You're supposed to be in my wedding. I told you I wasn't feeling good, girl. Yeah. And in that mix, yes, the wedding in Africa. In that mix, remember, in that mix, with all of that going on with Shamia and Portia, was Kandi. Tight teeth and all. Well, I don't just understand why Portia just won't go and tell Shamia that she's not coming to the wedding. I mean, are they at least real friends at this point? I mean, I'm not really sure. You know, Kandi was there. So Kandi been around. We gonna get into that. We also got to get into, speaking of Kandi, like I said, she not dagging or whatever the case may be. And then Tiny talking about how Biggie apologized, you know, to the girls or whatever the case may be. And then we need to get into Tommie bringing a knife on the set of Baddies Africa. At this point, I don't even understand why people are surprised. And then we definitely got to get into this final topic of Funky. Why y'all ain't called me and tell me what was going on with Funky? Funky trying to get the group back together? Why y'all ain't tell me Funky trying to get the group back together? Funky allegedly, but I seen it on video. But Funky allegedly was over there talking about how he want to get back in with Claudia and Al so that they could do a show. But the gag is his best friend, BFF Carlos King, has already started the show with Claudia Jordan. His arch nemesis. Remember, Funky and Claudia was bumping heads at the end of his show. Yes, Yvonne, for a new show, allegedly. Allegedly. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I seen it on Tasha K too. That's where I got the tea, because Tasha K just randomly jumped on Funky, talking about how he being used. And then I go to look back and start looking at things for myself. And I was like, oh, well, this is huge. This is big. Clawfoot done sank her claws into somebody else. Now we gonna get into it. Listen, let me say this. How hard Funky went out. See, this how my mind is. I done quit a few jobs and I done been fired from a few too. Let's really be clear about that. But the ones I quit, every time I quit, I always think of how I'm going to quit because I might need them later. Does that make sense? So for instance, I remember the first time I quit a job, I want to say it was the first Copeland. That's when I came out. No, the man fired me actually. So that don't count. But neither here nor there. The point of it all is you want to watch the way you leave because you may need to open that door back. Funky went on this whole diatribe about how he is Foxo. And I got to be honest, he was. Funky was definitely Foxo. You feel what I'm saying? How the people came to see him and he gonna do his own show and make his own money. Remember, I was rooting in the background, whoop-de-whoop. Recently, Funky done came on here talking about how he trying to get the group back together. Him, Claudia, and Al. And I'm over here saying Funky, Claudia, and Al, not the way you went off on Claudia. And then on top of that, you know, cool bumping shoulders with your BFF Carlos King, who I'm pretty sure you talked about Claudia too. And he's sitting in there listening to all your teas and creating shows behind your back. We will get into it. Now, I'm not saying that's how it happened. I'm just saying that's how it looked. We gonna get into it. Y'all get the likes up on the video because it's a lot going on. My thing is when you quit that hard, you gotta mean it. Even when you don't mean it later, you still gotta stand on it. Funky, the way that you went out with the Foxhole tees, you could never be talking about getting back with Al or Claudia, let alone Al, so especially not Claudia. But we gonna get into it. Y'all get in here and get the likes up on the video. In this week's episode, on this week's episode of Call CPS, I would like to bring something to you guys' attention since I have y'all here. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to the mothers who care about their kids, who actually mother their kids, and not the ones we got to be calling CPS on. But neither here nor there. On this week's episode of Somebody Called CPS, I wanted to show y'all something really quickly. Hold on. So I was just scrolling. Chilling, minding my business. You see what I'm saying? And then I had seen something and I said, well, oh my God, what is this? Hold on, let me go get him. Hold on, I got to scroll back a little bit. I'm trying to see something. I'm trying to show y'all something. Oh, I should ask that question over here too, but we're going to ask it tomorrow too. But I should ask that question over here. I am, as soon as I finish with this one. Hold on. So Rockhead's sister Chassity, who, like I told y'all, I'm starting to believe they all were crack babies. Maybe not China, but the rest of them for sure. Chassity's on live, dancing, chilling, and the baby falls out of the, it looks like a bouncy house. Not a bouncy house, like a playpen. Now, let's really be clear. This happens to babies all the time. So I'm not dragging Chassity down for that. I think it was more of her reaction that kind of bothered me. And then knowing that in your neglect, the baby fell over the playpen, you would think she said, okay, let me stop and pay attention to my child because whoop de whoop. Nope. But again, I believe, like I say, all of them crack babies. Maybe not China, but especially the rest of them. They definitely crack babies. Check it out.
Hey y'all. Hey girl. Hey, go up, mama. Go up. Oh, I'm so glad I caught your ass.
So like I said, the fall happens. Children climb out of playpens. They climb out of, baby beds and all that stuff. I think it was the response to where like she went to hold her hand out just to say she tried to grab her, but really was like looking like, oh, girl, your baby could have fell on her head. Are you okay? I don't care if it's carpet. Your baby could have really hurt herself. And girl, you see what I'm saying? It's giving me tease that she went right back to being on that phone and on live again. Play it again. Hold on. Let me play it one more time. They say playing it again. Let me play it one more time.
Hey, go up, mama. Go up. Oh, I'm so glad I caught your ass. Hey y'all. Hey girl. Hey, go up, mama. Go up. Oh, I'm so glad I caught your ass.
Now she claiming she caught her, but I heard a thump. Let me say this. Like I said, listen, kids do this, babies do this. I get that. I think what kind of bothered me was her reaction, like, ooh, and then looking. Girl, pick your baby up. Neither here nor there. I just want to show y'all that episode of Somebody Called CPS. I have something else I want to show you guys though. Hold on. It's something else I want to come over here and see. Oh, there's something on my mind. Won't somebody please tell me what's wrong? All right, hold on. I want to show y'all. Let me find it. Ooh. No, I'm gonna talk about this tomorrow. I ain't gonna do that tonight. Hold on. It's something else I wanted to show y'all before we get into the show. And I should stop. Oh, here you go. Now, to the girls in the chat, if y'all get to windmilling, that's fine. Just be respectful. So, this post came out and it had a lot of people feeling some type of way. Okay. So apparently Vibe Magazine's ranks Lil Kim verse It's All About the Benjamins remix as the #1 greatest female guest verse in hip hop history. Let me say this. There are a few problems I have with this, but number one, All About the Benjamins remix was not her best verse. Maybe top 5, not the best. That Quiet Storm verse was the best verse Lil Kim ever spit. Okay? I'm just saying. To me, or if it's not the best, top 2, top 3. Mobb Deep, Quiet Storm. You see what I'm saying? But to the girls who weren't alive or who was on sippy cups, they don't understand this, right? They automatically are going into how is Lil Kim's verse on All About the Benjamins better than that monster verse on Nicki? And I'm gonna be here to tell you, it is not. The All About the Benjamins verse is not better than Nicki's verse on Monster featuring Kanye and Jay-Z. As a matter of fact, as much as I love Quiet Storm's verse, Lil Kim's Quiet Storm verse, hot damn ho, here we go again. Light as a rock, soft as a cotton. You know what I'm saying? Love it down to the ground. But it's not as hard as that Nicki Minaj Monster. In my opinion, just me. I'm coming from the South, so I don't have a dog in the fight. In my opinion, the best female verse featured on of all time, I would have to put up Nicki Minaj's Monster verse. That's just me. But Lil Kim could be right there with her or right under her, but it's got to be that Mobb Deep Quiet Storm. It's got to be that. And I used to know all of Lil Kim's music, all of it. Imagine learning the lyrics in private, because if your mama find out, she gonna bust you upside your head. Yes, I used to have to write the lyrics down, memorize them from paper, and then throw the lyrics away. Okay? This is the thing. It's got the girls windmilling. The Barbs is windmilling. The Queen Bee people is windmilling. Everybody windmilling. I feel like this is just to start controversy. But ultimately, although All About the Benjamins verse from Kim was dope as F, because it was not her best verse. I've heard better verses on her own songs. Hell, the one with Ray J, loud, ta-da, watch out now. It's the little one. Then I'm not Bow Wow. Oh, I could do you one better. This one gonna come second to me. This coming second to me. If I told you once, I told you twice. QB, throw the booty like a groupie for more ice. On my truck heist, kick the bonus like them. Yeah. To me, this is, I don't know. I can't speak to nobody else. That doggone verse on Mary J. Blige, who's gonna make you feel the wet? Man, watch out. Who you loving, who you wanna be hugging. Dipping on your Ninja Honda with Tanisha and Rhonda. To me, I can't speak to nobody else. I'm just saying, to me. You feel what I'm saying? But that's, to me, gonna come in her second top 2, top 3, top 5 verses. You feel what I'm saying? But the girls are got the windmilling. The Barbs are freaking out. Yes, Nicki Minaj's verse, in my opinion, that Monster verse is unmatched. I haven't heard any other female. I haven't heard many men outdo that verse. Nicki out-rapped Ye, which was expectable because Ye is not the best rapper. And she out-rapped Jay at the time when y'all thought, and so did I, thought that Jay was like the next Biggie. Yes, Kim does have a more iconic verse, but this is what I'm saying. It hits different a little bit. You see what I'm saying? How do I say this? Because I kind of lost my thought. This is the point. The point of it all is the girls are windmilling, and I understand the Barbs because they weren't there. Okay? I get it. You weren't there. All you know is what you know, or what the internet told you. But I'm telling you right now, I think that whoever Vibe magazine was being messy by putting her over over Nicki, because at the end of the day, they know that we're in the Nicki era. We're kind of leaving out of the Nicki era, but we're still in the Nicki era. And then to use a song that wasn't even her top 3 to me, don't get me wrong, All About the Benjamins verse was lit. To me, I just feel like, I mean, it's dope, but I wouldn't put it up there. Not against none of Nicki verses. No, I would put it up against one verse Nicki did. You see right through me. And this other one, right quick. Lied on your dead mama. Lied on your dead mama. Girl, I let Saint write a rap into the battle that. And I said what I said. Shout out to the bars, but I had to say that part. Saint could right now get a piece of pencil and paper and write a rap and outdo Lied on Your Dead Mama. I gotta say that part. But anyway, I think Vibe was being messy. Let's move on. All right, y'all. We're over with that. I want to move into we talked about Chassity. Let's get into this Tommie and Biggie situation. Yeesh. It's darker than it was before. Why is it like this? I feel like I'm dark as hell. Yeah, it's dark. What the hell? Hold on, girl. I don't know what's going on. Girl, I done cut the whole light off. I know you lying. But anyways, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But anyway, where was I going? Oh, Tiny and Biggie. So y'all, I was there for this too. I am a huge music fan. I love music. I cannot live a day without either humming music, speaking music, singing, rapping. I love music. So when it comes down to music, if I was here, I was there. Does that make sense? And even if I wasn't here, I still was there in my brain. So I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so back in the 90s, Biggie came out. He was this big old round cockeyed black old nigga who was around here breathing hard with sleep apnea, right? And then one day, the South said they had something to say, so we started popping it off in the South. Well, then this group called Xscape had came about, but see, they had came about around the time where we had SWV, who was the B-girls. They had the bamboo earrings, the stacks, you know what I'm saying? Like, those were the girls. They were dressed up, but they were hood cute. Like for instance, if you wasn't there, I'm just trying to explain to you. So back in the 90s, SWV versus Xscape. SWV was dressed like they mama. Like, okay, let's say Xscape and SWV live in the same projects. I'm just giving you how it was. SWV stay here, Xscape live here. Same projects though, same upbringing. To me, SWV mama had a good job and her old man sold drugs. So her kids always dressed really nice. They always had jabot on. You know what I'm saying? They always had, you know, Cole Hines, you know, their hair stayed combed. You see what I'm saying? That was how SWV looked to me. Although both of these groups are hood girls, one of them, you see what I'm saying? Like her mama messed with the big time and everybody knew. And he stayed lacing her with money. And whenever she pop out, her and her kids be together head to toe. That was SWV to me. Now I gotta be honest. When it come down to Xscape was the same girls in the same project. But their mama was a single mama and had to work 24/7. It was raising themselves. I'm sorry, I gotta say that part. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm gonna be real. Don't make me go get the pictures. I gotta be real. They was wearing overalls and heavy Timbs. Looked like they curled their own hair with the curling iron before they came out. They had the same thing on, but somehow it still didn't match. You know what I mean? Like, that the Xscape house, it was like they mama love her kids. Don't get me wrong, but she just don't have it. She just don't have it. And what do you want her to do? Squeeze blood from a turnip? She's not going to do that. I'm going to provide my kids with the best that I have. And I'm going to send them out there. And it's going to be what it is. That's what Xscape's group was to me. Even though they were equally talented. it just was hitting a little different. So when Biggie came out, mind you, I'm from the South, so I don't have no bias about this New York shit's not eat. As a matter of fact, because I'm from the South, I'm more on the side of Tupac in the West Coast. So I'm really running around here trying to figure out how to crip walk because I'm like, F the East Side. You feel what I'm saying? But neither here nor there. So what had happened was Biggie came out, but so for me being from the South and not giving a damn about New York, especially New York music, when I seen this big fat ass nigga, I see this what happened. I had used to be a water girl for the football team, and I know how them big smelly burly niggas be smelling when they come from practice. And when I seen Biggie, immediately my nose was like, but everybody loved him, and then Lil' Kim loved him, and I never understood it. I thought it was mental illness, but neither here nor there. He came out, he became the thing, but in the South, we were still hip-hopping it with Pac or whatever. And then, I don't know, I can't remember if it was an interview or a song, but either way, he came out and said that Xscape is ugly. I think it was a song. He said they ugly and he wasn't touching with a 10-foot pole, all types of stuff. And I was like, ooh. Now, mind you, even though I feel like Xscape is the hood girls who mama on Section 8 and she ain't there to raise them kids, I still didn't never think they was ugly. I've never thought not one girl in Xscape was ugly, even Pancake. And I know y'all gonna get on here and say, but Vanny, you be calling her Pancake. Yes, because of the way her face shaped, not because of anything else. I call her Pancake, but she still has never been an ugly girl. She just needed glam. I think they all just needed glam. So Biggie came his cockeyed ass out, hard to breathe ass out, and he came out and said that they was ugly. Now this turn, it made Jermaine Dupri put him in a dress. Let's move on. Now, fast forward, that went viral about Jermaine Dupri speaking about how he had to go, and he said, this was the worst part with Jermaine Dupri. That's a dirty little leprechaun. Do you hear me? Jermaine Dupri said, yeah, when I heard Biggie say they was ugly, I said, oh yeah? Well, watch this. Now, wait a minute, pause. I'm thinking he gonna say, my girls ain't ugly. Why would he say something like that? That nigga Jermaine Dupri was like, oh, so you think they ugly? Watch when I drop this remix though. I'm like, wait a minute. Now, Xscape, y'all caught a stray just then and there. You know what I'm saying? Now, back in the day, they say allegedly Baritone Burruss was over there messing with Jermaine Dupri and his daddy. Allegedly. I don't know this to be true. I'm just telling y'all what they used to say. They said Kandi was over there with JD and the daddy, allegedly. But I don't know this to be a fact. But if I was sleeping with JD on the low, how dare you get on here and say, oh, they ugly, but watch this remix. No, nigga, you supposed to be like, my old lady not ugly, these girls not ugly. But he did just that. Fast forward, long story short, here comes Tiny. And Tiny's on here to tell us, I think she lying though. I ain't gonna lie. I think she lying. And let me tell you why I think she lying. Because niggas always talk about a story that happened that we can't verify because the other person they spoke to was dead. Does that make sense? I feel like she capping, but we gonna go with the move because she said it. You know what I mean? So Tiny came on here to tell us that before Biggie passed, he said he was sorry. Girl, do you understand that a nigga who looked like Biggie could have never told me nothing about nothing? I don't give a damn how much money he had. You feel what I'm saying? That's just me, but everybody different. So let's get into I'm finding it, y'all. Hold on. Here she go. This Tiny on here talking about how Biggie apologized later after saying that they was ugly as hell. And if y'all seen Biggie and one of them eyes went to the left and the other one went south, then y'all would understand how that was ironic for me back then. I can't speak on nobody else. At least Pac was cute and fine. Girl, Biggie was just big and like I was telling you, right? The more money, the more problems. It seems like it's a never-ending cycle. Nigga, breathe. Are you okay? The fuck? Shout out to Biggie, though. No shade. Shout out to Biggie. I fuck with Biggie. Now, let's get into what Tiny had said that Biggie had said before he died, but I'm calling cap. I don't think I don't think Biggie told her that. I think she's just saying that to save face because Jermaine Dupri admitted he was ugly. You feel what I'm saying? Let's get into it, girl. Y'all get the likes up.
So it's crazy. The other day I saw Jermaine Dupri speak out on certain things when it came to the beginning of the group. And he said that it was harder to break y'all because you weren't considered cute. When you hear things like that, does that like kind of bother you? Because it kind of bothered me because I thought y'all was cute. Because I was trying to dress like y'all. So it's like, you know, obviously we heard the line that Biggie said, which I felt like was super disrespectful. But then for Jermaine to kind of like comment on it, did y'all feel any kind of?
I did not see the interview, but I did see like a clip floating online. I mean, somebody thought we was cute. There you go. You know, we dropped them albums. We went platinum each time. Somebody, you know, he must have saw something. But with that being said, with the Biggie situation, you know, that was something that did happen. You know, we don't, you know, obviously the world heard the song. The girls, they are more forgiving than and I feel bad to this day because the day that he passed away, we were at that party and Biggie will apologize. I wouldn't go over there.
Yeah, so somebody came to, I don't know if it was Diddy or somebody came and said, Biggie wanted to speak to y'all. And
let's be clear, this wasn't a Diddy party. This was
it was the awards.
Like, okay. All right, let's just be clear. Go ahead. Finish telling the story, Tiny.
And she was like, I ain't going to speak to it. And I was just like, I'm going to go see what he's talking about. And, you know, he was very nice. He was very apologetic. And he basically said, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm ugly. Look, I'm ugly. I didn't say it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are beautiful. And, you know, I just, you know, wanted to say, I apologize or whatever. And so I went back and I told Kandi, I told her what you said. And then he ended up passing like probably 20, 30 minutes after that happened.
Wow. But he was definitely a fan. He came to our show in New York.
He did say that. He was coming to our shows. And when he came to our shows, Jermaine would come and say, hey, Biggie outside, he want to come in. We were like, no, you can't come in here.
Right.
You know
he was on the front row though.
Because we felt some kind of way.
Right.
So even though he was showing up, he kept coming to different shows, and we just wasn't trying to hear anything or see him or basically be like, yeah, you can come in here and, you know, parlay with us. We wasn't with it.
Isn't it kind of eerie that 30 minutes before he passes away, you guys get to find at least some of y'all finally get a chance to have the conversation about that?
Yeah, it was a moment that I, you know, take, you know, really, you know, cherish because, you know, I got to hear it before he passed, and you know, I got to pass it on to the girls.
Yeah,
and it was great to hear him at least acknowledge that he was wrong.
Man, that's insane.
Yeah. So can I say, first of all, if it's true that he apologized, that was big of him. No pun intended, but that was big of him to do so. And I think that would have been good. Like they said, he was showing up to the show. So he really did like her. Let me say this. If you were not around in the 90s, just like there's a look now, there was a look then that was acceptable. Light-skinned or brown-skinned, maybe caramel at best. Bald head. You didn't have to have a crap ton of makeup. You didn't. But you had to have certain features that made you attractive. So and I'm going to just give you the people who were attractive around that time, and you take that information and do with it as you please. It was the Jada Pinkett's. It was the Nia Longs. It was, and again, it's not necessarily skin tone specific, but a lot of people back then were into the light skin type of thing. And it was basically the more quote unquote softer featured people who were deemed to be more attractive. Your Halle Berrys, your Gabrielle Unions, yes, Toni Braxton, you know, things of that nature. So when you coming in with a group of girls, let's get them on here. When you coming in with a group of girls that look like your sister, your cousin, your auntie, your mama, and all these other girls ain't no makeup, and they not overdoing it. They got on baggy jerseys. They got on. When you come across those girls, because you become unfamiliar with what true beauty is, that deems ugly to you. It's the same thing happening today. Right now, when a woman get online, if she don't have a BBL, new teeth, or a certain amount of eyebrows, like y'all be dragging me for mine, all types of stuff, it's automatically deemed unattractive, when the fact of the matter is they did give bull daggers, Ty Wood. I know they did, but you gotta I'm with you. Hey, I'm gonna stop you when you start lying, so keep going. You're right, they did give bull daggers. In today's society, See, in the 90s, the girls used to dress baggy. So in 2025, there were 4 daggers. Instead of, in 2025, there would have been 4 daggers. That would have been the name of the group, 4 dags. 4 daggers on the low. You feel what I'm saying? But in 1990s, the late 90s, early 2000s, this was the tea. Like, you would have on a big old, I remember buying male jeans with male boxers to go under the jeans. And I had on a tank top and I had on a big old male flannel. That was the thing. So technically, for the time, they still didn't look bad for the time. It's just that they weren't as girly and as feminine and as put together as the other girls were. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, but they definitely was giving daggers for sure. You're not lying in today's society. But I ain't gonna lie. I remember buying the big old wide leg men's cuff pants and cuffing them up 3 times with the cuff about that thick with my little bitty G-Nikes on. Girl, please, listen. Stop acting crazy. Then let the pants sag off the booty with the boxers on. Girl, what we talking about? Girl, I seen Aaliyah with that on, girl, one day. I don't know what I was watching. I seen Aaliyah put that bandana around her head with them Tommy Hilfiger boxes and that bra top. Y'all remember? Put a 1 in the chat if you was there. Girl, I seen her with that Tommy Hilfiger bra top with them Tommy Hilfiger boxers. And she had on, I don't know if she had on Sean John. I don't know what kind of jeans. It didn't even matter. And she tied that red bandana around her head. I said, man, mama, drop me off to the mall. Drop me off at the mall. What we on? What we talking about? Yes, drop me off to the mall. I went in 579 and got me a tank top because I couldn't afford Tommy Hilfiger. I couldn't afford it. So I went in 579, got me a red tank top. And then I went into Walmart and got me a pack of boxers, the blue ones. And then I had some blue jean shorts with a white, a black and white striped Yankee jersey. What we on? Girl, it was at the parties. Girl, stop acting crazy. But anyways, yeah, so for the time, they weren't daggers. In today's society, they would look like daggers. But the point of the matter is, when Biggie called them ugly, it did, number one, get JD to feminize them a bit more because they were very feminine. They just kind of looked round the way rough, tough girls. You know, like I told y'all, SWV, Xscape, they live in the same project with 2 different mamas. SWV mamas get them dressed and comb their hair and sit them on the porch and tell them, don't you get off this porch. Xscape mama not home. They outside running free. You see what I'm saying? That Xscape mama don't care where they go. She don't care if they get dirty. SWV mama is saying, y'all sit out there right here in front of this door and you better not get dirty because we got somewhere to go. Xscape mama already at work. Matter of fact, Xscape ain't seen their mama in a couple of days. You see what I'm saying? But they know she working and she all right because they talk to her. You feel what I'm saying? So it was just a bit different, you know. But ultimately, I was more of a SWV fan than Xscape, vocal-wise. That's it. Simply vocals, because, you know, it just is what it is in my opinion. But neither here nor there. I thought that it was crazy that Tiny brings up the story after JD admitted that they was ugly and that Biggie had said that they were ugly and said that they talked to them and, oh, yeah, it's cool. We talked to Biggie 30 minutes before he passed. Cap. Show me a video or it didn't exist. I don't believe it. But yeah, the 90s was a time. I love the 90s. I miss the 90s. If I could go back to the 90s, I would. Tiffany Willis, thank you for the for being a member for 8 months. Says happy to be here for 8 months. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Pure Joy, thank you for the super chat. Boo, you know I'm a heavy boot wearing New Yorker. We love the Notorious up top. Black and ugly as ever. However, yes. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to New York. Shout out to New York. Shout out to my heavy boot wearers up there in New York. New York City, boss. Yeah, shout out to y'all. Y'all know I love my New Yorkers, girl. I told y'all back in the day, I had wanted to, well, actually, my old man was ugly. My baby daddy was ugly, and people say he looked like Jay-Z. So at one point, when they came out with the Jay-Z, then the nigga went and got a Yankee fitted and his head shaped like a basketball. So it really looked like it was a time. You had to be there. But either way, they was calling us the Project Jay-Z and Beyonce. And they wasn't calling me Beyonce because I looked like Beyonce. It was more or less because he looked like Jay-Z. It was a compliment on top of a bunch of insults. But I took it in stride. You know what I'm saying? I didn't argue about it. I didn't bother about it. I just did what I did. You know what I'm saying? Because the nigga was ugly. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, y'all know how I am. I love me a good old medium ugly. So maybe hard ugly nigga. I love an ugly nigga. So, you know, it is what it is. But I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, yeah. Heavy boot New Yorkers. I'm saying all that to say, don't be listening to what I be saying, girl. I thought I was Beyonce, girl. I want a soldier. I like them boys up top from the BK. You see what I'm saying? I was in the mirror trying to roll my belly. I like them boys up top from the BK. Know how to flip that money 3 ways. Girl, yay. Couldn't find a nigga from the B or the K. Girl, wasn't nothing but a bunch of New Orleans niggas out there scamming, looking for a place to stay, girl. It was a long time ago. It was a time to be had. But I'm getting off in a tangent. Thank you, Pure Joy, for the super chat. You just brought me back down memory lane and I wasn't ready to go on. But, you know, it's not about me. It's really not about me. It's about, you know, us as a culture. But, yeah, thank you, Markeisha Williams, for the super chat. I need ChatGPT to show me how to become a member because I have an iPhone and MacBook, been filing for years. I'm behind on live. Portia is a hater. Yes, Portia is a hater. But all you have to do is go to the channel. If you go to the channel, so can one of my mods drop the membership link if you have it? You see what I'm saying? Can somebody drop the membership link if you have it so that other people can grab it? But all you have to do if you can't get to the link, go to the channel. And on the channel is going to ask you if you want to become a member right up under the bio and all that stuff. And click on that. But I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, Markeisha. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. The Patrice Project, thank you for the super chat. Hey, replay gang, y'all have to watch her Love and Hip Hop recaps. Yes, Boo, thank you for getting me through these work days. Hug my nephew Saint, buy him a treat. Let me start this live. You're ending and getting back to work. Thank you so much, but I'm just starting. But thank you so much, the Patrice Project. Thank you. I appreciate you. Miss Parker, I didn't know you gifted out 5 memberships when you did that. Thank you, Miss Parker, for gifting 5 memberships. Let me see if I can scroll back and see it. Girl, Sharice, Angela Barnhill, Dante Official, Angie C, and a bitch stay winning. Thank y'all. Y'all just received, I'm sorry. Y'all just received, and it dropped anyway. Crap. Y'all just received your memberships to the Dollhouse. Thank you, Miss Parker. Y'all thank Miss Parker so much for the membership to the Dollhouse. My apologies. Thank you so much, Miss Parker. And then, hold on. We got something else. Banji Baby 21. Thank you so much for the super chat. It'd be so funny when you do the Ja Rule New York. Girl, I got 100 guns, 100 clips. New York, y'all is a key. Shout out to New York. It's too cold up there for y'all to be this funny. New York, y'all is a key. I ain't gonna lie. From the artists to everything, New York is a key. I love me some New York dude. Drop me off in Harlem, man. Ain't that what Louis Armstrong said? Drive me off in Harlem. Good old Harlem, or whatever he be saying. Now let's move on. We got to get to Kandi Girl. Kandi Girl. So Kandi, apparently, remember I showed y'all the videos and the pictures. Let me go get them. Let me put them on here first. Let me go get the pictures and the videos so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Remember, we talked about how allegedly, and I didn't say it. So Kandi, don't come your deep voice ass over here because I didn't say it. This is what they said. They said Kandi was over there messing with Fetum. Now, Fetum was on Real Housewives of Atlanta a while back. You feel what I'm saying? And somehow she came and went. And allegedly, it has been alleged that Kandi was over there messing with Fetum. And I said, I don't believe that. Tasha K said that. And then Tasha K, it's all on her page. Go see. And then I scrolled down and went to see. Let me see if I can find it. Girl, they all on vacation together. And this how I know they scissoring. I don't care what nobody say, but this how I know they scissoring. Look me in my face when I tell you this. Bitch, it'll be a cold day in hell before I invite my single friend on a trip with me and my husband. It would be a literal ice cold freezing day in hell before I invite my best friend or any friend on a vacation with my husband. Let's really be clear about that. So when I seen what I seen, I'm like, you feel me? So let's get back into Kandi Burruss's page. Now, I don't know. I hope she didn't take it down, but they was all over the place, honey. Am I on the reels or on her post? Hold on. Let me make sure I'm on the post. Baby girl was all over the place. Kandi tied. They on boats. They on all types of things, honey. All over the world, girl. And Fetum, I'm a teacher. I'm gonna bring y'all here. I'm gonna bring y'all there. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. And I'm over here saying, girl, who is we and why? What are we talking about? Girl, they all in the snow looking like nigga Eskimos. You should have seen it. Kandi, did you delete this since we all got hip to your tees? Let me scroll down. It might still be on there. There they go. Look. Look at Kandi and Tide.
Let's start it off second.
Talking about a champagne life. Her husband and somebody else. Girl, please. Girl, please. Slitting and all that. Kandi, please go lay. Please, Kandi, we not buying it. And then hold on. Now this her on the beach with Tide and the girl.
Should I slow it down? Or should I move real fast?
Fetum is there. That's her foot right there. I want y'all to know. Fetum is there. Let's really be clear about this. Fetum is there. Now the rumors had came out that Kandi was over there scissoring with Fetum and letting see that she go right there. They say she was scissoring with Fetum and she was letting Ty play with her little booty or whatever the case may be, allegedly, because I didn't say it. And as a person or as a woman, I wouldn't be on no vacation with no other woman than my husband. Not even a nigga I'm smashing on. Not even my little yay. I'm not taking my single friend on a vacation with me and my little yay. Okay. So now, Kandi had been going all over saying this, that, and the third. And the people started going around the rumor mill saying that Fetum was the third wheel. Now, I told y'all, I found it odd that I realized, even though it was right in my face, but I realized later on that basically Shamia and Kandi has always been close, so much so that they share the same surrogate. You see what I'm saying? These girls share the same surrogate, and there's nothing wrong if they're friends, but the rumors around ATL is they be around there scissoring and things of that nature. I don't know that to be a fact, though. I'm just telling y'all what they said. So then Kandi does this interview, and I guess it came up in an interview. Like, hey, girl, so tell the truth. Is you dagging on the low or no? And Kandi basically said, no, that is the furthest thing from the truth. She would never dag on the low. She would only dag on the high. I don't know. I don't think she said that, but I'm just throwing that in there. Let's get into what Kandi had to say in regards to the rumors about her and Fetum. Now, she's not going to mention Fetum because obviously, you know, how it goes. She's not going to mention Fetum, but is this the right one? She's not going to mention Fetum, but she is going to say that she's not in a three-way situation to basically so-called put the rumors to rest. I don't believe it because I understand that these folks will get on here and say anything. Knowing good doggone well. Did I pass this video up? Y'all give me a second. I'm trying to make sure I didn't pass the video up. No, that's tiny. Hold on. Let me give y'all a commercial break while I look for this video. I'm pretty sure I have it, but I'm going to give y'all a commercial break anyway. Let me stop sharing. Y'all get the likes up on the video. I will be literally back in 60 seconds. I'm just trying to find this video of Kandi speaking about what she said. Y'all get the likes up. I'm going to give y'all a little wiggle while you wait. This ain't getting on my nerves. He waiting on his dad to get out the shower. All right, here we go. All right, I'm coming right back.
Do your hand like this. Yeah, gotcha. Cause I'm black, niggas the black, the niggas black, the black, the niggas I'm black, niggas the black, the niggas the niggas the niggas I'm black and I'm proud, I'm black and I'm proud, I'm black and I'm proud, I'm black and I'm proud. You got to say, they want the black, cause I'm black. black, Biggie, Biggie, the black, black, the black, Biggie, black, Biggie, black, the black, black, the black. I can never be white, the white, white, the 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 white. Shake if your leg, wiggle lift your leg, bounce lift your leg, hustle lift your leg, if your leg is your brown, let me see you put your hands up. Let me see you put your, if your leg is your brown, let me see you put your hands up. Put your hands up, black. Make that booty go round and round. I'm Louis Vuitton Brown. Make that booty go round and round, man, cause I'm Louis Vuitton Brown.
Let's go, Miss Peggy. Let's go, Peggy. Miss Peggy Bother, Peggy Bother, Peggy Bother. Make that ass drop, make that ass rock. Ooh, make that ass drop, make that ass rock. Ooh, do it for a whopper, make it wobble for a whopper. Wobble for a whopper, make it wobble for a whopper. Ooh, Peggy Sue, ooh, Peggy, ooh, Peggy, ooh. Peggy about to say she about to work it like a black girl. Make that ass jump, make it rock like a black girl. Rock. You fine, Peggy. You fine, Peggy. Ooh, you fine, Peggy. Ooh, bow-legged Peggy and a booty kind of heavy. Bend it on over, girl, toot it like a levy. Bow-legged Peggy, booty kind of heavy. Bend that ass over, toot it like a levy. Lift that ass, lift that ass, lift that ass. Ooh, Peggy about to work, she about to rock, she about to move, she about to make it. Oh, Miss Peggy.
Guys, is the video skipping on your end? Because it's definitely skipping on mine when I play it. I think because the Wi-Fi ain't as strong over here. But not the hint of that. I found the video. Let's get into what Kandi had to say in regards to the rumors that she has a three-way partnership. Now, remind you, I told y'all, I think that it's three-way because number one of the history, the rumors, number two, and then number three is just like, girl, like y'all doing three-ways couple stuff. Like, stop the cap. It says, Kandi Burruss is making it clear that there are no extra legs behind being thrown up in the air during intimate time with her husband. The OG singer addressed this rumor during her appearance on the Morning Hustle show. Radio host starring Laurel brought up the rumor, which, to no surprise, was started by controversial YouTuber Tasha K. Tasha K. They got you in the blogs again, girl. Kandi don't miss a beat shutting that nonsense down. I'm a fun girl, but I don't have a girlfriend. She reminded everyone that she's happily married and not on Real Housewives of Atlanta anymore. And she even joked that it's against her religion to be out here telling y'all her business. Okay, I don't believe that she's not in a third seat situation, but let's get into it. I just don't believe it. I'm sorry. I just don't. If you know Atlanta, or if you've been in Atlanta long enough to know Atlanta, and the people that it reared, especially with this access, money, fame, clout, I find it hard to believe. Let's get into it.
Oh, God. Tasha K put out there saying that you have a girlfriend.
Oh, my God.
Is that true?
She said, do I have a girlfriend?
She said that you have a girlfriend right now, currently. Is
no,
that
I
true?
don't have a girlfriend.
I know you. I mean, you will if you wanted one.
I'm a fun girl, though.
but you're not a taken girl from a woman.
No, I'm a married woman.
I know that.
Let's all know
remind
ourselves. I'm a married woman,
but not no other relationships on the side,
no,
or with the three of y'all, or nothing like that.
No. Listen, I did not watch the interview.
Okay.
Right. But I said, in any time when people ask me about my personal life, I love to tell people, y'all do realize I ain't on Real Housewives no more. So I don't get paid to tell y'all my personal business. Right. What's the young lady that went to Pakistan? It's against my religion to tell y'all my business.
That's she one rumor.
Oh, God.
Tasha K put out there.
Kandi said a lot of nothing. Girl, is you scissoring with the bitch or no? That's all we care about at this point. Because, see, you sitting up here talking about how, it ain't no legs. But if I have business, I don't have to tell y'all my business. Girl, is you screwing or no? Is tight enough or not? I believe you do have either a third-party situation or you have third-party situations all the time. Because, Kandi, you need to come on out the closet, baritone. The Most High tried to remind you by giving you the voice of 10 tenors. And you still around here windmilling on the truth. come on out the closet, baritone Burruss. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with a little, sizzle. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But to get on here and make it seem like, oh, I would never do that. I mean, I have a husband. I'm a married woman. Girl, this is Atlanta. The ring don't mean a thing. I thought Kim Zolciak told y'all. Girl, in Atlanta, you could be married to God. They still gonna try to get with him. What is you on? Girl, in Atlanta, you could be married to God and Jesus could be your side piece. And this a bitch gonna be running behind God and Jesus. I'm just telling you how I go in Atlanta. Them people don't give a damn about none of that ugly girl, please. I'm a married woman. Shut your ass up. Is you scissoring or no? But she ain't want to say that. Talk about people minding her business. You need to mind your business. See, when a nigga tell you mind your business, whatever you was asking, think whatever you want to think, because that's what it is. That's what it is. That's literally what it is. See, when you ask somebody a direct question and they say, well, I really don't have to have you in my business. Remember, whatever you was thinking before you asked the question, that's what it is. They already deepened her voice. Every man. It's time for her to come on out. I think it's time for her to come on out. Sonia Matthews, thank you for the super chat. Voodoo, thank you for always reminding me of my childhood. Loving the 90s was the era, girl. You had to be there. You had to be there, girl. I missed the 90s so bad. I would rather have a payphone right now. Listen to me and listen to me good. I would rather have a pager and a payphone right now than an iPad, a computer, a cell phone, all of that. If I could turn back the hands of time of this technology stuff, all we would have is the house phone, the payphone, and the beepers. That's it. What a time to be alive. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? Girl, throw the whole cell phone away. We don't need that. Once I'm gone, catch me when I get back. If I could turn back the hands of time, I would need a quarter or a dime, depending on wherever you coming up in, to use the payphone. But because I ain't got said quarter or dime, I got to call Bell South long distance. And when they say, please leave your name after the message, I say, Ma, practice over. Come get me. And hurry up and hang up. I want those days. Bring those days back. When you leave the house, your mama say, I'm not answering no long distance calls, so you better figure it out. So you leave a whole message in place of your name. Bring back the days, girl. Oh, Lord, if I could have those days. Oh, if I could have those days. Girl. If you wasn't there, you just don't understand. I can tell you the story 10 million times, but if you wasn't there and it ain't on video, you have no clue. Remember that, y'all. Remember, if a show came on and you missed it, you dead. Remember, if somebody had a fight, if you wasn't there, you just have to trust that whoever telling you the story is telling the truth. Yay. If you wasn't at the fight, bitch, it could go however I feel like it went. Yeah, I fought 6 bitches. Sure did. Yeah. Them hoes started jumping out on me. I was like, what the hell? Then I had realized my mama had put me in taekwondo at 3rd grade. So when they jumped out from the other side, I remember kicking one girl. Then I flipped back and kicked the other girl. Nah, girl, it's all recorded. I'm going to get on here and say I beat up 6 girls and they're going to say the lies you tell. Roll the footage, please. Bring back the days when they dropped phone books off in front of your door, huh? Put a 3 in the chat if you remember the yellow pages and the white pages. Oh, yeah. See, the yellow pages was for business. And I'm going to move on after this. The yellow pages was for business. If you needed to know a business phone number, you went through the yellow pages. Local, across the globe, whatever the case may be, carry your ass to the yellow pages. But oh, them white pages. Oh, girl. You ever got bored on a Friday or Saturday night and feel like you just want to call and play on people's phone? Go grab the white pages. Just take a page, choose it, and take your finger and scroll down on the name. They got the phone number, the name, and the address. And if the name says Joe Schnutzer, I know that's a clear man. Hi, this is Voodoo from Bell South. How's everything? Oh, yeah, well, I'm just calling to let you know that your policy expired. My policy expired? Your dick policy? You know what I'm saying? Just anything. Those were the days. Bring me back. I remember calling on three-way playing on people's phone. You know what I'm saying? It just, you had to be there. You had to be there. If it, you know what I mean? It just is what it is. Girl, don't get me started on the party line. That was the first catfish. Girl, I was in a phone relationship with a nigga for a whole year off the party line, out the night war. A whole year, didn't see him one time. Let's move on. All right. Now, I want to move on to, let's go get DeShawn Snow. So DeShawn Snow did an interview with Nene Leakes. Shout out to Nene keeping it up with her podcast. But DeShawn Snow did an interview with Nene Leakes. And in said interview, she spoke about her divorce. First of all, let me start by saying this. DeShawn Snow looks amazing. She looks grand. She looks like she smelled like money, which she did even back in the day. Let me pull this up. Because I need y'all to understand where I'm coming from. Because if you wasn't there, you don't understand why this means what it means. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I'm about to pull this up for you. Because I need y'all to understand where we coming from when we talk about what we saying. You feel what I'm saying? Hold on. Not that one. That's a throwback one, though, too. Not that one. Maybe I want y'all to see something. So DeShawn Snow was married to Eric Snow. At the time, this was DeShawn Snow on the show. Let's really be clear about this. At the time, I'm going to paint the picture for you. Nene Leakes was broke. And when I say broke, I don't mean like me and you broke. I mean like they were middle class. Greg was doing the working. Nene was a real housewife. You feel what I'm saying? So Nene ain't had no money. Sheree was getting divorced from Bob Whitfield. So she was going through a divorce at the moment. She ain't had no money. Kenya wasn't there. Kandi wasn't there. Who else was there? Lisa Wu was over there married to the black dude, the football player, who was over there cheating and skeeting on her too. Who else? DeShawn Snow was there, but again, DeShawn was the richest bitch on the show. Is this thing on? DeShawn Snow was the richest bitch on the show. Kim Zolciak had a rich sugar daddy who used to buy her random Cadillacs and random jewelry and stuff like that. But DeShawn Snow was the richest bitch on the show. All the other girls was playing. DeShawn was the one who had the event at the crib, and them hoes pulled up to the crib. Y'all remember? Put a one in the chat. DeShawn had the event at the crib. They had dope people, security. Girl, I'm talking about chandeliers falling all out of everywhere. DeShawn was the real rich bitch on the show. Kim was more flashy, but she wasn't the richest. Kim was still nursing part-time and getting her old clear sugar daddy to drop off coins. DeShawn Snow was the richest bitch on the show. Period, point blank. During her time on the show, DeShawn got divorced during that first Real Housewives of Atlanta season. We hardly ever seen her with him. If we did, we hardly ever seen her with him. And she was going through a divorce. You know who it reminds me of? Big Reese, Sharice. Y'all remember the first season of RHOP? Put a 3 in the chat if you're a RHOP fan. The first season of RHOP, Big Reese, Sharice, was that rich black. I mean, when I say black, I mean she looked like a black girl. The rich black girl married to the rich black man who getting cheated on and going through a divorce. Same shit, different toilet, flush it. Okay? She was the Sharice of RHOP. Well, let me rephrase that. Sharice was the RHOP version of DeShawn Snow in RHOA. So long story short, she does the one season. She goes through the divorce. DeShawn was like, I ain't coming back. She dealing with divorce. She had to gain weight. Like, y'all get how it is as black women. Girl, you get stressed out and do one or two things. Either you overeat or you don't eat. I'm trying to tap into the part where I don't eat. I'm working on it. But either way, you either overeat or you don't eat. She gained weight. He cheated on her, all types of stuff, right? Yes, she was definitely the most genuine, in my opinion. In my opinion, she was definitely the most genuine. Absolutely. Absolutely. So the first season go off without a hitch. DeShawn not coming back because she got to deal with this divorce stuff. And obviously the show goes on. Well, here recently, she had an interview with Nene Leakes. And DeShawn Snow has reclaimed her time. DeShawn Snow looked better 20 years after she did then. But see, this is what stress will do to you, Black woman. And we all go through stress. This is what stress will do to you, especially in a stressful relationship with a nigga who ain't worth two nickels rubbed together. A nigga will have you second guessing shit that you already know what it is. Like, girl, I've been wearing these pants for 12 years. Now this nigga got me wondering if the pants really are too tight. Oh, girl, he don't want me to go nowhere. He want me to just stay home with him and watch, or stay home and watch TV. Now you're gaining weight. It seems to me, first of all, DeShawn Snow did really good in her divorce, but it seems Miss Florida said, stress me out. Go ahead on, Miss Florida. Mrs. Florida said, stress me out, please, girl, please. Listen, I don't want them to stress me out because I get the eating. I need the hunger stress. I don't need the one I be getting. But anyway, so DeShawn Snow comes back recently and does a podcast with Nene, and she speaks about the divorce. I want to say she speaks a little bit about RHOA, but let me just say this. Shout out to DeShawn Snow for actually being able to recover from that nasty divorce, because if I can remember, Eric was the one cheating. You see what I'm saying? She was able to recover, and she looks amazing. She looks stunning. She's a beautiful girl then and a beautiful girl now. And I think that it's good that she get to come back and tell her story. Now, I always wonder why they never invited DeShawn back, because in my opinion, DeShawn was the money the first season. The first season, DeShawn was the money, not Nene. Kim had a lot of designers, but she wasn't the money. The money was DeShawn Snow. The money was the quiet number, the quiet money. So I didn't know. They said Bravo fired DeShawn. For why? I don't recall that. That's ridiculous. But either way, she did an interview with Nene, and we're going to get into some of the little bit of the stuff that she had to say. Y'all get the likes up on the video, please, and thank you. Hold on. Let me unmute it. So she could talk about how her 12-year marriage and all that stuff, and how he had a baby on her. It says DeShawn Snow, an original cast member of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, opened up about her about the unexpected end to her 12-year marriage to former NBA player Eric Snow. She revealed that she was blindsided when Eric filed for divorce in 2010. Shortly after it was revealed, he was expecting a child with another woman, a former college classmate of both DeShawn and Eric. Oh, wow. Check it out.
Yes, he filed for divorce in 2010. Mm-hmm. Oh no, he filed in 2020.
Would you have ever filed?
I would not have filed.
You would have never filed. So he had to file because you were never going to do it.
Right. I mean, he filed because he wanted to file.
But what I mean is, in the relationship, like, you know that you need to break up.
But I didn't know that we need to break up.
You didn't think so?
No.
You didn't?
No. That's my truth. I didn't. I was surprised. And then actually we were in counseling, and so I thought we were working it out.
I don't understand.
Me either.
No, what I mean is,
no.
What I mean is, no, for real. What I mean is, when I say I don't understand, is I know that we're having a problem, right?
Mm-hmm. No, but
so I mean, like, you're the person, DeShawn, because you've always really liked marriage, right? Mm-hmm. And even today, you don't want to be a girlfriend, you want to be a wife.
Right.
So even today, it will be hard for you to file for divorce. Once you're committed, right?
Correct.
Me too. So I'm committed to the relationship, right? So you would have never filed, even though you know you need to file, you would have never done it. He had to do it. Like, you were never going to do it. You didn't care how bad it got. You were never going to do it, right?
Here's the thing, though. It wasn't like it was real bad and then, we were having these problems and he wanted the divorce. It was like he told me, that the girl was pregnant.
Oh no, he didn't.
Yes.
Now wait a minute, now, DeShawn. Now that shit ain't no laughing game.
No, it's not.
No,
But
how
I'm
does
just
somebody tell you that they got a baby? That somebody's pregnant and I'm gonna file for divorce?
No, he didn't.
No,
he
you're gonna
didn't
come
tell me he
home
was
and I
gonna
might
file
think
for
about
divorce.
killing you. So let's see how this
No,
goes.
and so then we were in counseling and we were working through it, or I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And then so in May, he filed in May, so the baby was born in March. And anyways, he said.
So basically, he's admitting to cheating. I have a baby on the way.
Right. So of course he had to tell me. So
yeah.
But even then, though, I wasn't like, let's file. I was like, we're gonna work this out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You were never gonna file.
No, I wouldn't.
You would have just hung in there.
Now,
through
like
whatever.
families say, we don't know how to cook. The cookie was probably gonna crumble anyhow.
Right.
Guy works and how he works. So
right.
I wouldn't have filed, but whatever would have happened, I don't know. I don't know that. I think we would have eventually got divorced.
Okay. So just tell me this. So when he comes home and say, I have a baby on the way, like, what do you do? Now, in your big ass house with all this stuff y'all got over there, nannies and this damn.
Before she answers that question, can I say that I've seen a lot of women judging her like, oh, she's so stupid. He had a baby. She should have left. A lot of women stay with babies. It happens. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, I recall her during that season when she was going through that divorce. She was distraught. Like, you can tell her whole world was upside down. So for her to get on here and be like, I still was willing to work it out, I believe that. Because she really cherished her marriage. And you can tell by saying stuff like, oh, she's always wanted to be a wife. It's that title that you're chasing. She loved that nigga draws. Eric Snow, she loved him. And when he filed for divorce on the show, she was distraught. She was like, no more good. I would say this as an ex-married person, the worst thing you could do is wrap your life up into somebody else's. I don't give a damn if it's your husband. I don't give a damn if it's your child. I don't give a damn if it's your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your grandma, your greedy great grandma. I don't give a damn. The worst thing you can do is tie your life up into an idea or somebody else. And that's probably why she was gaining the weight she was gaining and going through all the stuff she was going through, stressed the hell out.
Beauty salon downstairs. And you got all the damn hair and makeup and stuff going on. What I remember you guys' offices. I remember he had an office and you had an office. Like, I love that. I was like, oh my God, one day Greg and I are gonna have a separate office. I thought that was really nice. So what do? You say, okay, we're gonna work this out. Or you start crying.
Of course, yeah, I'm hurt. I go through all the things, but it never once did I say I'm leaving. That didn't cross my mind because I was supposed to break the generational curse about, but yes, we filed. He filed.
Wow, that's deep. And that's a lot of other things too that us as Black Americans do. We take on other people's strife. Oh, I'm going to be the generational curse breaker and I'm going to make sure this doesn't happen. But it has to happen organically. It can't happen because you just want to be the person to break the curse. That woman was in love with her husband and was willing to accept his side child in order to be with him. Eric Snow wasn't worth a dime. He just wasn't. He had a lot of money, but he still somehow wasn't worth a dime. And he did her so bad, and she probably was stressed out as hell, as I would be too, because I'm going to tell you what goes through the mind of a woman when you find out your nigga had a baby on you, because I'm one of those women. I found out my ex-husband / baby father had a child 3 months before I found, 2 3 weeks before I found out I was pregnant with my own child. And when I tell you the first thing pops in your head is, do I really want to throw away everything that I have? Okay, it's a child. It don't have to be here every day. Am I willing to forego my whole lifestyle and everything that I have in order to save my face and my pride? And a lot of times, a lot of women be like, no, it happens. I'm not going to get on here and act like I'm above it or I'm imperfect. When she said it never crossed my mind to leave because too much is at risk. I understand. So, and especially, that wasn't even my husband at the time. At the time, we just got out of high school. Well, I did. I just got out of high school. He wasn't even my husband, but in my mind, he was. I can imagine you married to a rich man and he your husband. Girl, please, I'm ready to work it out too. What we on? You think how Beyonce said she gonna be rocking chinchilla clothes if I let you go, girl? Yeah, what's up? What's up? You see what I'm saying? So I understood that part. I just feel like at the end of the day, some people cherish the idea. I'm guilty of it, was guilty of it back in the past. You cherish the idea of something more than what it really is. Oh, I don't want to be the generational curse breaker. Okay. Not at your own detriment. You see what I'm saying? Not at your own detriment. That's the only thing. So then she goes on to speak about RHOA. Let me pull it up. And about not being asked back to season 2 in the interview. And let's get into what she had to say. Now, remember, I thought she quit back in the day because the divorce thing was real heavy on her. Sharice's was heavy on her too. But ultimately, it seems like they're saying that she wasn't asked back for season 2. Let's check it out.
Let's go back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. After season 1, I have to know because so many people wrote this question asking after season 1, they wanted to know, were you surprised when you were not invited back for a second season?
I was surprised because I figured it out. I was like, I wrote my books. I was like, okay, I know I gotta have this so that when it airs, that it's ready and all this. I have my little plan on, So I was really surprised. I was shocked.
You were?
Yeah.
Were you hurt?
I was disappointed.
You were disappointed.
But you know what? Everything works out, the way it's supposed to work out. Because I truly feel that I would not have wanted to go through my divorce on camera.
This vibe is giving me the same feeling I felt when I first seen Oprah's bob with the silk press, even though it was probably a wig. That's giving rich auntie tease. Like her hair, her makeup, her earrings, the heavy clip-on earrings. That's giving rich auntie who never had no kids tease. You feel what I'm saying? Like she ain't got no kids, but she got buku money. You feel what I'm saying? They always keep a nice looking man. She giving me rich auntie vibes. Like the bob, the earrings, the makeup, the dress. It's giving, I am your elder girl, have several seats. You see what I'm saying? I love this for DeShawn. I love it.
The person I am today, I think I would have been fine. But the person back then, I think I would have been too concerned with what it looked like.
Yeah.
And from a divorce, like you can't be worrying about other stuff and dealing with, there's so much that you're dealing with. So I don't know that I would have been trying to deal with that and then try to look pretty and make it look pretty and all of that back then. Like now, the person I am today, it is what it is. And, I'm authentic and transparent and all that. Not that I wasn't back then, but I think I would have been concerned with what it looked like.
You would have.
That's exactly who she looks like, Leela Rashawn. I'm so glad you said her name.
Yeah.
I just know from back then, knowing you were no. But Housewives really wanted to see that. Like that.
Oh, the mess.
Yeah, that would have been the best part for them.
Yeah.
Is to see you guys, dissolve your marriage on camera. I mean, that's what the reality television is all about. Do you remember when we went to see The Psychic?
Yes.
Do you remember that? Seriously? Because I remember it very well, right?
Because I wasn't participating.
You were not participating. That's why The Psychic, it was so crazy because The Psychic was sort of like talking to me and Kim, right? Mm-hmm. And then you came and you were like, no, I don't want to be a part of it. And then she kind of later just kind of told you some stuff without you even being a part of it.
Did she tell me something?
Yeah, she kind of said to you like you were gonna go through something.
Did she?
Yeah. You were gonna go through something really hard, but you were like, girl, I don't want to hear it. I'm finna get ready to go over here to Eddie Long.
Not Eddie Long.
Yes, that's my bishop.
You were like, I'm gonna get ready to go.
Now she was getting ready to go hit Eddie Long. Child, please. I'll say this. When RHOA came, it came after Real Housewives of Orange County. Real Housewives of Orange County was the very first Real Housewives cast. One thing I can't remember about season 1 of RHOA, number 1, I thought they were all richer than me, so that was a plus. But number 2, I understood that DeShawn Snow, Lisa Wu, Kim, them girls had some coin in their pocketbook. You see what I'm saying? I believe that it was asinine for them not to call DeShawn Snow because she was the only one who really represented the money. It took seasons for Sheree's money to manifest. It took seasons for Nene. You see what I'm saying? To get her money up. The only one who really came on the show with money is Kandi. And hell, Kandi was still living like she was broke. Kandi was still, with her regular old life, wearing BB tank tops and all that stuff. I think that it would have been asinine not to ask her back. However, if I can recall that season correctly, she was distraught. She was destroyed. She didn't make for good TV. Her storyline made for good TV, but she, in that moment, did not make for good TV because she was mentally unavailable. So I thought that for her to be like, oh yeah, I was shocked I didn't come back. Whoop-de-whoop. Again, this is just according to my memory. But yeah, I think that it was because she just didn't fit the bill as far as them trying to build up the franchise through the Nene leaks of the world. She was very timid, very quiet. Like even when they talk about the psychic, I was the church girl in the back. She was very timid, very quiet. But as far as her story and her life, she was the epitome of a real housewife. She was. So I just wanted to add that in. Shout out to DeShawn Snow. She looks amazing. I love that for her. I wish her nothing but the best. And from the way she looks, I'm hoping she found her a better man than Eric Snow, and that one that takes good care of her and does really well for her. She deserves it, in my opinion, from what I see. Okay. Now I want to move on to girl Tommie. Hold on. Let me see if this is it. So Tommie is on Baddies Africa. Let's get into Baddies really quickly. Tommie is on Baddies Africa, right? Bet. But what people don't understand is that Tommie could come through with a BB gun. Tommie could come through with whatever she wants. Tommie is great TV. Another person like Tommie, the Puerto Rican princess, great TV. Stevie J, great TV. New York, great TV. Even Natalie Chin Up None, great TV. Listen, as much as y'all don't like to admit it, Summer is great TV. Tommie is one of those girls that it don't matter what show you put her on, something about to happen that's gonna go viral. Period, point blank. Nene, great TV. Phaedra, great TV. Portia, great TV. There are some people who have it. They just have that je ne sais quoi, that thing. You know what I mean? Tommie is great TV. So I know a lot of people like, oh, how did she end up back on Baddies Africa when she came in with a BB gun? Because she's great TV. She makes the money. So fast forward. She gets to Baddies Africa. Tommie gets caught with a knife on her. Now, Tommie trying to say that it go with her coat. It ain't like that. Tommie full of crap, girl. Y'all get in here. Check this out, girl. Something is wrong with Tommie at this point. Something is really wrong with Tommie, girl. Look at Tommie. They done caught her with a knife on set. And now she over there telling them people that she ain't got no knife. It's her jacket. Check it out.
Say it's a knife. You don't even see it. You have X-ray vision. What? Why?
Tommie, you gotta open that.
Open what?
Let's
Damn.
You wanna go to the bathroom and take it out?
I don't have
you
it.
Wanna take it out right now?
I don't have
We
it.
will turn our backs.
Come on, Tommie.
We turn our backs.
Let me get that.
No, did you search her?
Yes. Let me get
Did
that.
you search her like you searched me?
Yes, I did, Tommie. I wouldn't do you unfair like that.
It is crazy.
You know,
So you searched. What are you talking about? This is the jacket. This is how it goes.
Tommie.
What?
Let me take that out.
What is it?
It's a knife.
How can you say it's a knife? You don't
I
even
touched on both
see it. You have
sides.
X-ray vision. Why? Why?
Tommie, you gotta open that.
Open what?
Let's you wanna go to the bathroom and take it out?
I don't have
you wanna take it out right
anything.
now?
I don't have
We
anything.
would turn our backs.
Come on, Tommie. Let me get that.
No, did you search her?
Yes. Let me get
Did
that.
you search her like you searched me?
Yes, I did, Tommie. I wouldn't do you unfair like that.
Shit is crazy.
No.
So you searched. What are you talking about? This is the jacket. This is how it goes.
So that's Tommie trying to sneak a knife into Baddies Africa, or whatever the case may be. Can I say that I'm not mad at us bringing back gold teeth? It's an Indian tradition, but not the end of that. So anyway, she's trying to sneak in a knife into the Baddies set, and then people caught her. And you know, Tommie was guilty. She was like, "What? Why they say? What makes you think that, girl? Because we know you." We know you, girl, and you definitely probably had a play knife that'll cut a nigga for real. Tommie, please. Now, Tommie is 55 years old. You just don't know it. She looks great. But Tommie is 55 years old, still on here playing with these little girls, but they paying her a good bag. But Tommie, you got to stop. You done came in with the pellet blicky. Now you trying to come back with a knife. Girl, what is you trying to do? And I'm pretty sure this is going to be a thing in the next season. Tinker Fat ain't gonna be on the show because she pregnant. So who knows how this is about to go. But I feel like, Tommie, you too old at some point. You gotta grow up. You absolutely gotta grow up. I want to show y'all. Oh crap, I did not mean to do this. But I want to show y'all something else really quickly. Hold on. So Tommie came out and spoke about being caught with the knife and how she innocent. And she also talked about her being cool with Rollie now. And I say, now, what do we have here? Her and Rollie is real cool, child. Check out what she had to say about her and Rollie, y'all. Get the likes up on the video, please, and thank you.
They was telling me about her, but I had never met her. If that bitch had some real food, that's not gonna come either. What's going on? You see this depot ass I'm going through? I need some solid hoes to come deal with this. Come deal with this.
Food not even here.
Come deal with this shit.
Her food not even here. I just came over here for fries.
Bitch walk up, tell me she gonna eat my food. Come deal with this now. I done changed now. The fuck? The fuck? And they said not Rollie coming out of nowhere. I need my motherfucking page. What's all this? I done got. I thought I seen a ghost. Oh, somebody said they starting like you, Rollie. They was telling me.
So she's cool with Rollie, but I guess because they both on Baddies Africa, so it makes sense. This is just my opinion, though. As far as Tommie trying to sneak in a knife, I don't know who she beefing with on the set. I can't wait to see it. Hopefully, she's bringing it in for Natalie. I would love to see Natalie reach for her vape and get sliced across the arm. I'm just playing. But anyway, she cool with Rollie, and she's back on Baddies Africa because she's great TV. Period. Point blank. Even the people you guys love to hate, if they're great TV, the networks are going to stand beside them and stick beside them because that's what they do. Marcia, thank you for becoming a new member. I appreciate you. Belinda, thank you for being a member for 13 months. Hello, Voodoo. Love you, and I love you back. And thank you so much for being a member for 13 months. Special K, thank you for being a member for 5 months. The jokes around here at the Dollhouse make my day. You know, we try to do a little 1-2 yin, you know. Birchwood of the Great North, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. And then Gloria Green, welcome to the Dollhouse. And thank you for becoming a new member. Y'all, I can't wait to see who the hell Tommie had a knife for. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be lit. I'm ready for Baddies Africa already. And a lot of y'all faves didn't make it. Let's move on. Now, we got to get to the final story that I want to talk about. And the final story I wanted to speak on is Funky. Funky Funky and more funky. So this is what happened. You had to be there to understand what I'm saying. So Funky Dineva, obviously one of the greater Black content creators in our sphere, in where we are and what we do. Funky is one of the greater content creators, and honestly, I've learned a lot from Funky. I respect Funky, even though Funky and I ain't gonna say Funky and I, because I ain't never had a conversation or even word with that man. But I will say this. When I first started watching YouTube, before I even realized I wanted to be a YouTuber, I cannot lie and say to you, I would be remiss if I didn't come on here and tell you that Funky was one of the first people that I came across and was like, I want to do this. Okay. I think that Funky is great at what he does. I think that Funky does a good job in his sphere, but I also think that sometimes Funky can be a crash test dummy. And these are one of the things I talk to you guys about mentoring. See, ain't nothing wrong with having a mentor. The mentor, you should be learning from the good and the bad. In my head, Tasha K, Funky Dineva, Lisa. A few other bloggers, not Lisa though, definitely not Lisa, and damn sure ain't Tisa Tales, but it's a few bloggers that I pay attention to and I learn from, right? So let me move y'all from here. So Funky Dineva, apparently, this is the thing, and I gotta be honest, this is just me. And I thank God I don't have no friends in the industry or none of these Real Housewives or none of these reality TV girls, because I have this not to worry about. Funky is, in my opinion, believes that he's real friends with these people that are on reality TV. And I think when I watched Funky, I think that Funky desires and yearns for that friendship. But I don't really understand how Funky doesn't see he's not being played. Does that make sense? And let me tell you why I say that. Funky's supposed to be BFFs with Carlos King. They're supposed to be friends. Him, Carlos, him, Quad, him, Dr. Heavenly, him. You know, all the girls of the girls in Atlanta. Like, he's supposed to be one of the girls. You feel what I'm saying? And him being BFFs with Carlos King, I found it odd that Funky was also on a show called TGI Fridays with Claudia Jordan and Al Reynolds, and that went left. When it went left, Funky went in on Al, well, not really Al, but definitely on Claudia and on the network because they weren't paying him enough, okay? Funky went hard, so much so that they were beefing with each other online to the point where Claudia was just like, I'm just blocking him. Like, I'm just done. Funky was going live the same night, at the same time that Fox Soul was going. Funky was going hard. And I was rooting for Funky because just like Funky said, I will give him this. He was the show. And if you think I'm lying, just look at the show when he left versus when he was there. Funky was the show. Good, bad, or indifferent. He was the show. Saint, go ahead. Call him. He was the show, regardless. You know what I'm saying? So either way, long story short, he leaves and he like, F everybody. I'm done with y'all. Claudia, you better watch your mouth because I can AOTs. Woo. This is my thing. And this is to everybody in the chat. Whenever you getting ready to quit a job, if you're going to crash out, please crash out on a job you never coming back to. And don't say never because you in your feelings. I'm talking about, you know, you could damn near put your neck on the chopping board. You ain't coming back around here. But whenever you do that in a situation where you have to revisit, you're setting yourself up for failure. Okay? That's literally what you're doing, setting yourself up for failure. So, fast forward, Funky quits Fox Soul. He said it was a dispute about coin and basically said he's done with it. We're about to get into it. He speaks on Claudia. Him and Claudia has a back and forth. Mind you, right after that, he's now over there. No, I'm sorry. Armand Wiggins is now taking his place after going through a few other folks. Armand is taking his place, and Funky's doing his 1-2 yin yang, but he's making time on a daily basis to go live. To go live and talk to us about what happened down at Fox Soul. Now, I was seated, popcorn ready, and was here to hear the tea. At the time, I do believe, and I still believe in 2025, that Fox Soul undervalued Funky because Funky did bring an audience that they didn't have, and I feel like they didn't do him right by what he brought to the table. However, this is why I don't want to play in these people's game, because when you play in their game, you have to always remember to play the game. Okay, so now Funky goes off being fired, but before he goes off, he announces that he's leaving Fox Soul. Let's get into it. Y'all get the likes up on the video.
But know that there is no love lost between me and the Fox Soul organization, all the people that work there. Me, Al, and Claudia, all of us are good. It just simply came down to a matter of business, finance.
Now remember, this is how it started.
In time. So the very short version of the story is when we were working 2 days a week, we were being paid at a certain rate. Let's just say $20 a show. We were being paid $20 a show for 2 days a week. And when we moved to 5 days a week, they said, okay, we're going to move you guys to 5 days a week, but instead of paying you $20 a show, we're going to pay you $17 a show. And all of us fought it. You know, we were like, well, wait a minute. Why are you cutting our pay rate? You know what I'm saying? And the general attitude was like,
hold on, I got another slide.
What gave me the courage to kind of walk away from the situation definitely was a lot of the stuff that Taraji was talking about, right? But then there was this one other tweet. It was from Keke Palmer. And Keke Palmer wrote, you know, basically in this business, you have to have multiple streams of income, because if not, you know, you don't have any autonomy, and you know, you end up becoming beholden to contracts or beholden to employers. That's and you kind of have to take whatever people give you. And I think the beautiful thing for me in this moment, and why I don't walk away from it feeling like it's a loss, and I walk away from it feeling empowered, is because the blessing of it all is that I can actually do it. Like that I can afford to walk away, that I don't need it. I'm not somewhere sweating. Like, what gave me the courage to kind of walk away.
So this was Funky originally, very amicable. Hey, you know, it's just not working out with me and Fox Soul, but it's no beef, no bad blood. I love Claudia, I love Al. Fox Soul and I just had some business situations going. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. This is how it originally started, but it didn't last long like that. So once the controversy came about that Funky was going live during the same time Fox Soul's live was happening, they was without another third, or at least a good third at the moment. They were going through other people. Shout out to Flame Monroe, who went over there and all that other stuff. Mind you, they still trying to find somebody else. But before they find somebody else, Funky is going live every night, Monday through Friday, at the same time with the same hour he would have spent on Fox Soul. And listen, I was here for it. I was here for it. Because I felt like as a blogger that what Funky was doing was beneficial to all bloggers, because see, the powers that be in mainstream media making it seem like we need them when it's actually the other way around. They need us. Okay? So mind you, before Armand Wiggins goes on this show, before he gets on the show, Funky is airing it all out. And Funky basically was trying to make it seem like, or saying that Clawfoot Claudia was colluding behind the scenes, trying to get him to beef with Al and all these other folks. And she's really the reason, one of the reasons at least, why he left. Let's get into that. Y'all, get the likes up on the video, please, and thank you. Get the likes up on the video.
You've got one person who has made it their life's mission to be in all the comments, responding to all the blogs, doing all the interviews, the first person to break the news that the show was canceled before the show was even officially canceled. The only person doing all the talking. You notice everybody else is quiet, and thus that's the person driving the narrative. You've got one person who has made it their life's mission to be in all the comments, responding to all the blogs, doing all the interviews, the first person to break the news that the show was canceled before the show was even officially.
They're that he's
now this is Claudia responding. Basically, he's saying that Claudia is the reason that everybody, all the tea is out that he had issues at the network, saying that Claudia all in the comments, all over here, there, and everywhere. Now this is Claudia responding to that.
or something, yeah. They're saying that he's talking about me.
We don't care.
Oh,
Yeah, good. Good. No, y'all. I don't think so.
They said I tarnished Al's name in a new video.
Oh my God.
I don't have to talk. Y'all gotta let go. Y'all gonna let it go. He tarnished his own name. Okay.
Talk to me about it.
And I have not released my little receipts. I've never done any of that. So I've been leaving it alone. So leave me alone, leave you alone.
Yeah,
how about that? Because I've been keeping it very classy and very cute. I have not even yet to release the Kraken. I never did. And I think we should leave it like that. The Kraken. You release the Kraken.
What's she talking about cracking? It's the clear and the forgiver. But anyway, so she was being blindsided by the fact that they even had an issue because in her mind, she didn't understand anything was wrong. Well, after that, Funky went further. Is this? Yeah. Hold on. Now, mind you, she did another live stream as well. So, in my opinion, I'm still rooting for Funky in this moment because at the end of the day, Funky is the talent. Funky is the one that they need, and we need Funky to make this win so we all can win. Okay? So, Funky, I ain't gonna lie. The first few nights, Funky was on here drunk as Cool to Brown girl, looking a mess. Okay? But anyway, Funky gets on here in response to another live that she did, and this is what he had to say.
You know, I don't know why Claudia Jordan won't leave me alone. And she went on her live yesterday. And, you know, I didn't watch it because I have no interest in watching anything that's going to upset me. But all of the headlines now are Claudia Jordan says Funky Dineva can't pay his rent. Funky Dineva's in Miami struggling to pay his rent. Y'all, that shit's not even worth addressing. I do not now, nor have I ever, since I've been in Miami, had a problem paying my rent, okay? I'm going to let you have this one because I'm really ready for this situation to be done. I've proven my point. I've won this war and this battle. From this moment on, I'm really done with it. Just leave me alone. This whole thing was done. When I left Fox Soul, I left amicably. I did a nice video. You and Al did a nice, loving farewell to me that I thought was genuine. And that was the end of it. Then all of a sudden, I wake up. Claudia Jordan says, Funky Dineva's no Taraji P. Henson. Claudia Jordan says, we were making a cute coin. Claudia Jordan, you're doing interviews, you're throwing jabs on air. We're talking about the budget cuts at Fox Soul and referring to me. You know, the other underhanded shit that you did and the things that you've been doing that I'm not going to reveal just yet if you leave me alone. All was well when I parted ways with Fox Soul. None of this had to be. None of it had to be. But you decided to insert yourself into something that had nothing to do with you, and you made it personal. And now we are where we are today. Miss Mamas, leave it alone.
So that was his warning to Claudia to leave it alone. Basically, you kicking a bee's nest. I hadn't said anything about you. Let it go. Well, long story short, apparently they couldn't let it go because a beef ensued. And Funky had got on here and dragged Claudia for filth. Basically talked about how she put a battery in other people's back or in the back of him to do other things to other people. It was just a
has
time.
made it their life's mission to be in.
It was just a
You've
time. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me turn the volume off of this. It was just a time. So now it
all
went
the
from
comments, responding to all the blogs, doing all the.
So now it went from him having a severance with Fox Soul to him and Claudia actually beefing down to the ground. And it was like, wow, like, you know what I'm saying? People was picking sides, whoop the whoop. Mind you, While this is going on, Claudia is seeing everything, and Claudia goes live to speak about how basically it was a little bit Karen-ish, a little bit clear woman of her, but she basically starts talking about how she was blindsided by the whole Funky thing. She don't understand where this all coming from. This was like a real beef, and this is her talking to her friends at her crib. Check them out.
I wanted him on the show, loved him on the show. Yeah. He's a talent. Didn't tell me that he was leaving. Didn't have any conversation with me about his issues with the contract. I was the last one to find out. So when I found out, we had to scramble and just grab people to get on the show. That is that. We said a very classy goodbye to him on the show. He posted it. He has since deleted it. And then he keeps calling me bitches and all kind of names on his live. So I blocked him because I have to protect my peace. And that's that. I'm not arguing with people in this 2024. I'm not doing it. I was known for being in people's chats. What, am I wrong for doing this?
Well, let me tell you something. I got motherfucking time. No, I'm joking. I got time today, bitch.
No, I'm not going to argue with people, especially people that I used to love. I'm not going to do it.
No, because you know what? Whenever it's all said and done and the dust has settled, there's a lot of emotions going on right now.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, I think everybody's grown. Some people are just a little growner than others. But when the dust settles, like, you guys want to be able to talk it out and squash it and be friends. But whenever you start talking shit, there's some things go to a point of no return, you know, and we don't ever want to get to that.
Right.
point.
So I answer, then you're going to clip this and send it to him and say she's talking shit without, and then not even giving him the context. And then it gets worse. So I choose to ignore it.
But it is all in the comments. Like, every comment is about that. So I think at some point you do have to address it, and you do have to let him know, like, it's no shade being thrown either.
He called me all kind of B words. Well, then that's why I rightfully blocked him. Yeah. Do I need to see that and it hurt my like make my day negative? No, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I'm not doing that. We're not doing that, y'all. We're gonna keep shit positive. I got a lot of things to be happy about and proud about, and I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna keep finding opportunities for my friends and for us to make money like I always do. Mm-hmm. Anyone that knows me knows I love putting money in my friends' pockets. And that's $1,000. As soon as
bitch.
Next payday. Today's my payday.
All right, so that's what she had to say about the situation, and the ties were severed. Funky went his own way doing the YouTube thing. Claudia kind of faded to black. Okay, that's just
I'm not
what it
fighting
was.
with him, and now I'm gonna leave it at that.
Sorry, that's just what it was. Claudia kind of faded to black and went off and did her own thing. Now, mind you, while Funky is beefing with Foxo and Claudia, he's also really good friends with Carlos King. Hold on. Now, he's really good friends with Carlos King, but the gag is one of his enemies is who? Claudia Jordan. Now, I'm one of those people who don't believe that I can tell my friends who to be friends with. I ain't gonna lie. I don't believe I can tell my friends who to be friends with. I don't think it's my place. I also feel like at this point in time, whoever my friends decide to be with or be cool with, that just
when y'all said that.
Sorry, how to move. So he's really good friends with Carlos King, who's also apparently good friends with Claudia. Now, Funky goes, I guess, does a live, one of his lives. I didn't see it. I saw it on Tasha K. But he does a live, and in the live, Funky decides that he wants to make things right with Claudia because they were the big three. They were the Scotty, Pippen, and the Jordan, and, you know, and all these other folks. They were the big three. So he's had a change in events, and he wants to come back and be cool with them. But I feel like the tables and the bridges were burned pretty hard. But it's not even about that. If you're BFFs with Carlos King, then why are you probably talking to Carlos King about your business and then he turning around with your ops starting a new show? This is just a question. And again, this is business. This is not pleasure. This is not friendship. So Carlos ain't wrong for starting a new show with Claudia. Let's really be clear. Business-wise, Carlos is doing the right thing. But my thing is, if you were really good friends with Funky, then why would you be doing a show with his concept, let alone a show with the girl he trying to do a show with as well? That's kind of sketchy to me. To me. I'm not nobody. This is just to me. So what happened was, I had seen other bloggers talking about how he think these people really his friends, but they using him. And I started paying attention, and I'm like, and this is to Funky's defense. I do feel like these reality TV people be using Funky. This is not to shade Funky. This is to his defense. I believe they be using them. Funky has one of the major black platforms, especially when it comes to reality TV. If Funky say it, it is so. So why wouldn't you go and befriend a Funky Dineva so you can have him control the narrative? Do you get it? And just like they planned, in my opinion, what I believe, Carlos and all these other people had Funky windmilling on YouTube behind their people. He just was windmilling for Quad. He be windmilling for Carlos. He be windmilling for all these people. And as far as it pertains to Carlos, right after that, Carlos goes and create a show with Claudia and another gay guy. That's the exact same concept you came from with Fox Soul. That's the exact same concept you came up with from Fox Soul. So not the hit of the girl. I'm watching YouTube, chilling, minding my business, and here comes Tasha, and she brings up Funky. Girl, y'all have to see it to believe it. Let me pull her up. Tasha, don't strike me down to the ground. I'm trying to prove a point. Now, Tasha K goes live, and she speaks about the Funky situation, and it really caught my attention, and it kind of tied a lot of loose ends in, because I'm sitting here saying, okay, now we get it. Because remember, Funky and Tasha were cool, cordial cool at one point as well. As a matter of fact, when Funky lost the monetization on his channel, he called Tasha to have Tasha help him get the monetization back. And they were cool. It wasn't until Tasha K invited Flame Monroe onto the channel. This is also around the time Flame is doing interviews with Fox Soul to replace Funky. I guess Funky has a thing against Flame Monroe. Sorry, Storm. Flame Monroe. And he felt the way that she was interviewing Flame, even though she called him and was like, hey, look, I'm gonna interview Flame, or he called her. He didn't like that, and he completely cut Tasha off. Now, him and Tasha get the bumping heads, because he feel like, Tasha, you a snake. But Tasha feel like, first of all, Flame and me are cool. Number one. Number two, I don't have no beef with Flame. You do. And if I'm doing an interview, that shouldn't have anything to do. So neither here nor there, him and Tasha get the bumping heads. He even spoke about slapping Tasha, which I would never agree with. Any black woman over there co-signing him talking about slapping Tasha, you a lame ass, weird ass bitch. And I said it. And I hope you bitches get popped upside your head by your nigga. Let's start that first. But not the end of them. Long story short, him and Tasha K is beefing. He spoke about slapping Tasha. And Tasha just yesterday, we were talking about TD Jakes. She was talking about TD Jakes. And I don't know how Funky came in it, but she started on Funky and she did not let up. Shout out to Tasha K, bro. Let's get into what Tasha had to say about the Funky situation.
It ain't got nothing to do with her character or anything like that. I'm just saying, I've seen some black girls from the South that was sweet Blue Ivy.
Hold on.
Kids don't come into their...
Your workflow is important.
Hold on, let me get through this commercial. Was she talking about Funky? My bad. She was talking about Blue Ivy right there.
Look, blue. It needs to be pale.
Can you please just hear?
Damn, Tasha, you must be getting paid, huh? Loan me $20, girl. Shit.
Well, you know what I'm saying? But speaking of stuff, I love when, you know, people get when God makes their enemy their footstool. Because, you know, Funky, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to share something with y'all that I'm
Can I say that this bald head looks really pretty on Tasha? I love her unlined line. I love this. It looked really pretty on her.
Shared amongst the public. I know he sit up there, he talks a good game. And he's always talking about how degreed he is and how this he is and how that he is. But when I tell you this is the most insecure, emotionally unstable man I have ever met in my life. And being around him is like walking on glass. I don't know if you've ever been around a person like that their emotions are so much on their sleeve that when you're in their presence, you have to be careful that what you say it, how you look, because they're just so disturbed that their own energy, that anybody else's energy on top of their energy sends them into overdrive. And
that's a major assessment of her for her to make. She's basically saying that, yes, he's this big personality on YouTube, but he really on the low really be having some insecurities going on too. And we all do as humans. So this is not to point no fingers. We all have insecurities, girl. Every single one of us. Okay. But ultimately, when she's making that assessment, having either been in his presence or even had any type of conversation with him, I thought that spoke volumes of her to say that.
And that's why they would threaten to slap women for pointing out the obvious of dirty baseboards when you post a picture of your...
Now, she's right about that. He was mad that she said his baseboards was dirty and he threatened to slap her.
And he wanted an extra $200 and sabotage that show.
Hold on.
Fox Soul is not here because he wanted $200 extra in addition to his YouTube check. So this man was getting paid close to what? $200,000 a year? Easy? Going live 5 days a week? Plus, he should be making minimum $200,000. That's $400,000 a year for a black gay man.
Can I say this? Because I was there. Funky abandoned, for the most part, not all the way, but for the most part, Funky abandoned his YouTube channel to go play with Fox Soul. So although he should have been making $200K at Fox Soul and $400K at YouTube, he put all of his energy and effort into Fox Soul, which I thought was the worst thing he could have did. Okay, I'm just telling you now, as a content creator, if you create a baby, meaning a business, do not ever leave your business to go clock in at the next man's. Okay. That's just my opinion. But he did. So in my opinion, he probably wasn't making the money he should have been making because he might put a video out on YouTube once a month. I know, because I lived for Funky's free pre-recorded content. I was like waiting for the notification to come to my phone for the pre-recorded content. Remind you, he didn't start doing the lives until after he quit Fox Soul. I know, I was there. Okay? So when he went to Fox Soul and put all of his effort or most of his effort into that, I was disappointed as a fan on the show because I'm like, yo, like, I get it. You got Fox Soul to do every day, but you need to be pouring over here too because your core audience is still here. Guilty. You see what I'm saying? So he wasn't making the money he should have been making. He probably was banking solely for the most part on the Fox Soul money because he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do with YouTube. He wasn't.
That's ugly. Mm-hmm. That's allowed to do coke whenever he wants to do it.
Ooh, allegedly.
That's allowed to go down to the bar every day and show up on air with boogers in his nose all day. Ooh. And this is what y'all get. And he wanted an extra $200 and sabotage that show. Sabotage. And I told y'all. Got mad at me. Mm-hmm. Because I interviewed one of my close friends, Flamin' Row, whom he came for, and thought that I should show loyalty to him. But I'm like, Funky, where do I owe you loyalty? Nobody, you don't even have a man in there that gives you loyalty.
Oh man.
But he has one now. And so now that he's inspired and he's able to love himself because somebody is loving on him because he never had the type of energy to love on himself, now he's having an epiphany and realized that YouTube ain't paying the way that they used to pay.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what he's saying now. Go, Jasmine.
Before she played a video, let me say this. I ain't been on YouTube but 2 years. And from the last 2 years, I'm going to tell you now, YouTube ain't paying like they was paying. I'm telling you now. Okay. Now when she speak about how now he's so-called found a love and now he's having a change of heart, this is where she speaks about how now he wants to get the thing back with Claudia and Al. But remember, like I showed y'all already, Claudia is already over there with Carlos King. So Funky over there trying to, mind you, him and Carlos is still friends to this day. He's trying to get the old thing back with Claudia and Al, but Claudia already found her new gig that's allegedly being shot for a new show. This is just allegedly. Now, I want to get back to what Tasha played as far as what he was saying as it pertains to, you know what I'm saying, him wanting to reach back into that bag. But again, you got to be very careful when you quit your job, how you quit it. Because if you know for a fact you're never coming back, go balls deep, wild out. But if you feel like you might need this job for a reference or you might have to double back, you might want to write your little 2-week notice. But this is him speaking on wanting to get back with Claudia.
Listen to him
right now, and I'm just telling the 100% truth.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get the band back together. Okay?
The
band. I want to get me Claudia Jordan and Al Reynolds back together. I feel like a failure in the sense that I watched too many episodes of Unsung and saw how ego caused groups that could have gone far to fall apart. And I always vowed to myself that that would never be me. And I fucked around and I allowed it to be me. Outside of what...
Can I say this before he move on? If it is true that he really quit this job over $200,000 or $200, I'm sorry, then there's no helping Funky. But now he's ready to get the old thing back, okay? But if he really quit this job behind $200, I'm mad.
Some of our personal issues were, I think that ego was the driving force in TGIF collapsing.
I agree with that because that was easy.
Shout out to
Mind you, he's talking to Carlos, telling Carlos he want to get the old thing back with Claudia. Don't let that part go over your head. That's his interview with Carlos.
62 for that clip. Ego, I'm so glad. I don't know what woke him up. He said he got some new dick that woke him up. He said it's loving on him. That new dick probably needs more money. Got with Funky Dineva because he thought Funky Dineva was a lot famous than he thought he was. And that money is... You've had 14 years, Funky. 14 years. What's going on, Jasmine? Everything okay?
Hey, guys. I just found an amazing...
Funky been doing this shit for 14 years? Let me tell you something. At 14 years, if you do this YouTube shit right, you can retire. If you do it right. If Funky been doing this for 14 years and he's still in the same position that he's been in the past, like Funky should have so much real estate between Atlanta and Miami. Funky should be hitting the live button whenever he feel like it, not because the rent got to get paid. You see what I'm saying? 14 years, especially, and he was here in the height when Funky was getting 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 views on a Real Housewives of Atlanta video back when he was probably making 10 grand off the one video per month. Like, now I have heard Funky talk about a habit. I don't know if it's true or not, but god damn, what the entire fuck are you doing with your life? But I also understand it because I waited tables for a long time. When you make fast money, you spend it faster than you make it. And your whole mind frame is, I'm going to get it back. And I'm not saying this is what happened to Funky. I'm just telling you how it goes when you make fast money. I waited tables in New Orleans, Louisiana, where it's always a busy period for the restaurants. You be making so much money within a night or two, you feel like it don't matter if I spend it, I'm going to get it right back. So maybe that's probably kind of, if that's the situation, what Funky was going through. But goddamn, 14 years?
They dropping the live again. We're going to keep going. Sorry, guys, if you're in here, just refresh the screen. There's nothing I can do when we got people flagging the live, okay?
They were flagging her live.
Nobody would watch it without me. And, you know, he was trying to prove his, I don't know, like his value instead of just renegotiating whenever they moved you to television. You couldn't wait because they were slated. Like, Claudia, I got to give Claudia credit. Claudia worked her ass off to get the show to where it was. He couldn't have done it. He couldn't have gotten through those doors. Claudia did. This is what her light skinniness was for. Not you, unless she was willing to bend over. But from the looks of things, they said nobody wants to bend him over. Claudia been in this industry for years. Let her work. Let her scratch her cat so y'all can eat. My God. My God. And so for him to say, oh, I've watched too many episodes of Unsung, and you get on your live and call black women like Michelle A.T. Elliott non-degreed. and it takes you watching a television show to get an epiphany on when you've made a dumb emotional decision. You're making almost $500,000 a year between YouTube and Fox Soul under their DEI program. Whole Fox Soul is DEI.
Can I say this? Tasha crazy. But let me say this. First of all, like I said, he wasn't making that money because he kind of abandoned his YouTube channel. But I also want to say this as it pertains to Funky. There's something that needs to be talked about here. And this should be a lesson. And remember, when I tell y'all I have these mentors, I learned the good and the bad from these folks. There's something that needs to be talked about where you can be on a YouTube for 14 years at the height when they were making money. And you still in a position to where you trying to go get the old band back. Fuck the band. I let the band in the house and the band fuck my husband. You get it? You see what I'm saying? But it's given to me that there could be something that he's either missing emotionally or financially. I don't know. But something in the milk ain't clean. Hold on.
And now you want to bring the bandwagon back together after you sabotaged it. Y'all would still be here if you didn't get greedy and needed more money for your dealer. We wouldn't be here.
Tasha, get back in the chair, girl. Come back.
We wouldn't be. If I was Claudia, I would sue him. I would sue him. Talking about, oh, the groups and the ego. You are the Latasha Scott.
Not Pancake.
You are the Latasha Scott of the group. You done been accused of stealing from your friends, Michelle A.T. that helped you, put you on, got your channel monetized. I done helped you to get your channel remonetized.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
You done stepped on every black woman's back that you could to get there. Thought you was the one singing and was the lead singer of the group. Done ran, doing all them runs like Latasha Scott, and then ran your ass out the group. Now you want to come back because you done got some good dick that just need a little bit more money because he thought you was worth just a little bit more money. Man, go to therapy.
So today's the day.
Okay. Now she's spitting. Let me say this. Everything she said about Michelle A.T.L.N. is true. Because at the end of the day, from what I understand, Michelle A.T.L.N. got him up on this YouTube stuff. Michelle A.T.L.N. was the one help him monetize, according to Tasha. And from me being there, she helped him remonetize. And it's just like, he do shit on black women. Like often. But these the same black women that he used and mimic and mock. I gotta be honest. You see what I'm saying? She's absolutely right in what she's saying. Absolutely right. And we get reduced to fish.
Acting like this. Somebody, if Fox Soul built it, I can do it on my own. No, you can't, because you're 14 years too late, and I heard you got a problem.
Ooh.
I heard you got a problem. You got a Diddy problem.
Not a Diddy problem. Not a Tootsie problem. What kind of problem, Tasha?
Stand by.
Explain, Tasha.
He want to bring the bag and back together. No. It should be Claudia. It should be Armand Ski Wiggins and Al Reynolds. You're done.
Not Armand Ski Wiggins. Let me say this. Do I think Armand have a better chemistry with them than Funky? No, I don't. I'm not going to lie. But Armand is a great stand-in because he's a TV guy. He's one of those people who are fit for that type of role. You feel what I'm saying? Yes, Funky allegedly did take that lady washing machine and dryer, Clarissa. Allegedly, yes, he did. Yes, he did. Stole that lady whole top and bottom washing machine and dryer and things of that nature. But this is what I'm trying to say. As far as it pertains to Funky, as far as it pertains to Funky and the situation that he's in, I just find it ironic that I kind of have to agree with Tasha. Like, hey, it's 14 years later. You saying you could build what Fox Soul built, but it's too late. I don't like telling people it's too late, but I understand how reality works. And he's probably over there not pillow talking, but speaking his business and ideas to other people because he went on YouTube and said he want to get back with the band. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think that it should be Funky in place of Armand, but I understand why people would say that because I think Funky had better chemistry with the cast, but ultimately Armand is a good stand-in as well.
Sir, that ship has sailed. Don't have how many talk shows this man had, and all of them failed. He got fired from every last one of them. Come on now, you've been doing this 14 years. Everybody has helped you. You done did them wrong. That's why can't nobody help you today. And you done let Carlos King. Shout out to Carlos King. Shout out to Carlos King. That's your friend. Steal your show.
Oh,
dumbass. Woo. I'm looking at Carlos King every Monday night. Going up over there. He got Claudia. He got another gay guy. He got.
Just for references purposes, to show y'all Tasha not lying. Carlos King said, to hell with TGI Friday. It's TGI Mondays. Me, another guy, and Claudia. And they are literally, Carlos is the Al Reynolds. This other guy supposed to be Funky, and Claudia is Claudia. You got to watch your so-called friends. But I think that, in my opinion, I could be wrong. I believe that Carlos and like a lot of other people in the industry is in to get what they can get. And I think Funky is looking for a friend in these people that he know good and well. Had he not had the access to what he had access to, he would never even be in the same room with. I'm just being honest. And they're using him. Because you're not going to tell me that you didn't have this conversation with Carlos about you wanting to get the band back together, and now Carlos doing the band with the same person you trying to get back in cool with. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And this is the thing. I got to say this part. This is the thing about the internet punk. Shout out to the gay guys. I don't mean y'all. I'm talking about the internet punk. Get me up here so I can explain what I'm trying to say. One thing about the internet punk, and if y'all want to know who the internet punks are, those are the guys who be on YouTube battling out with the girls, threatening them, fighting them, talking about them the punks who forget they niggas. And they get to going at it with other women, and they mouth just as bad, and they want to read you down for filth. Them the punks, okay? One thing about the internet punks, for everyone punk that goes, 50 more coming behind them. This is the thing. And listen, the internet punk is a character to me, in my opinion. I think even the gay men who portray the internet punks are portraying a character because we all love the punk. We do. You see what I'm saying? We love the punk, especially black women. We love the punk. So it is what it is. I believe that the problem with Funky is while at the moment in the position with the people he was with, he was irreplaceable. He's not irreplaceable in the grand scheme of things. So now that we're looking at this boy here, what's his name? Dustin. I've never watched a minute of him say anything, so I don't know. However, if he's just as good or not, if he's better or just as good as Funky, then Funky, you're done. You come a dime a dozen. The Funkies, even though when I look at skill, when I look at talent, when I look at longevity, and I look at all these things, Funky is irreplaceable. When I look at the whole overall package, we can get another one of you. They do the same thing with rappers. They do the same thing with models. They do the same. It's so many of us that are talented that we don't have to have you. And I find it ironic that Funky is now on here talking about getting the band back together with a friend who's using one of his bandmates that he's trying to get back together to create a new show. If I don't know this to be a fact, if Funky has a habit, once Funky realized the moment he gets rid of that habit, life is so much better, so much easier, so much brighter. Once he realizes that, the worst of his time will be behind him. If, I don't know this to be a fact, if Funky has a habit. I don't know. This is what the rumors are saying. Because the habit could be the reason why his relationships are failing, his business relationships, and all these things could possibly be failing. I don't know it to be a fact, so I'm not saying that to be a fact. All I'm saying is if that's the case. But I just find it odd, like Tasha K said, shout out to Carlos King, your so-called friend who's literally running around with the girl you trying to get back in cool with so y'all can create a show that you self-sabotaged, allegedly. Let's get back into Tasha K. Hold on.
He got T-Gift up and running, and he bringing his TV colleagues to the show while you sitting in the back with a green screen, nose all in the camera. We see all the particles in your nose, and now you want to bring it back because you see Carlos taking Claudia the height she ain't never been before, and she ain't have to open her legs for and stuff like that. Claudia been doing this a long time. And Claudia, here's the thing. To your cease and desist that you sent me about what that young boy said about fixing your credit and your bank statements, ma'am, I wasn't there. You need to redirect that cease and desist to David Cunningham. He is the one. He is the scammer guy who y'all claim is a scammer. He know y'all. He got pictures with y'all, and he claims that he helped you to get into an apartment while you was on Real Housewives of Atlanta because you didn't have the income to qualify for that apartment. So why are you sending me to cease and desist? What am I going to answer to in court? What am I going to do? My lawyers right now outlaw your one lawyer.
Okay, now she getting on Claudia. But the moral of the story is this. Yes, Tina Ray, wet nose. That got me. You know how that got me? Do y'all know why the wet nose part got me? Simply because I've seen Funky do that so many. I could put up a video right now. Look.
On her live yesterday, and I didn't watch it because I have no interest in watching anything that's going to upset me.
Now, in Funky's defense, he was fixing his nose rings, but the nose be a little wet. You feel what I'm saying? It be a little wet. It be a little damp. I don't know. I never touched the nose, but it do be looking like it could be a little damp. You feel what I'm saying? Again, I don't know. I don't be around there. I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? I don't even like snow. However, the nose be a little damp. But this is the thing, though. This is my only thing that I would have to say to Funky Dineva. And this is just me as a human, as a Black woman, as a prior fan of your work and content, and as everything that you've done for the Black sphere in this reality TV type of thing. Funky, I'm going to be completely honest. Although you'll grow down in infamy as one of the greater Black content creators on YouTube, because you will, you, Tasha K, Lovely T, y'all gonna go down. You see what I'm saying? People are gonna have a lot to say about the other transgressions that you had. And I'm gonna be completely honest. I was here for you quitting Foxo if you felt like you could do better. And I still feel like Funky could do better. But at the end of the day, those people that you hanging around, Funky, are not your friends. They just not. I don't even know these folks to have a conversation with them, but I understand how people use other people. Them folks is not your friends. And they using you to control narratives. That's it. Because there's no way you should have a close friend like Carlos King, and then Carlos King know that you have an enemy called Claudia Jordan, and then as soon as you turn around, here he go on the show every Monday night with Claudia Jordan. This should not happen. Real friends would never, and this is no shade to Carlos, but I'm just saying, this would not happen if he was really the friend that you think he is. I think they're using you, Funky. I really do. I think they're using you. I really do. Whatever issues Funky had with Black women, I hope he go get the therapy he need or whatever he need to clear that up, because whatever it is has been eating him by the ankles. Do you hear me? Y'all know Funky ankles about this thick. His thighs about this big. but his ankle's about this big. So with that being said, you feel what I'm saying? I don't know what's been eating that Funky. I don't know what Funky got going on. If Funky has a habit, Funky might need to leave that alone because it's so much more on the other side of this thing for him. But at the end of the day, I will be questioning every single person around me. If anytime I have a close friend like Carlos King, who knows I have had issues with Claudia, even if I told him me and her ain't got no issues no more, how can you dare go and get the girl that I really want to patch things up with? Or even if I had issues with, how dare you go get her and create another show with the same formula? Yeah. Like I say, if Funky has a habit, once he lets go of that habit, he'll start seeing things a little bit clearer. But as long as he continues on the road that he's on, if he's on any road for that matter, I think that yeah, I think that he'll see a different side. But ultimately, hell with you, Funky. I'm just y'all know whenever Funky get on black women, we got beef. And it is what it is. And it's unapologetic beef. Funky, if you're on here, I don't have no issues with you, fat. As a matter of fact, you one of my inspirations to do this YouTube stuff. But the moment you put your funky dick-sucking lips on black women, it's up. And I think you should understand that as a black man. I'm telling you now. Every time you put your lips on a black woman, I'm on your ankles. Is on them. Is on them. I'm telling you now, and it's never going to change. So, you know, it is what it is. But neither here nor there. I think that it's messed up that Carlos King is taking his concept with the same girl he had issues with. It speaks to Funky having to look around his circle and figure out who's really for me and who's not. And shout out to Tasha K. Tasha K got on here talking about the boy got habits and all type of stuff. And he been on, I didn't know he was doing it 14 years. That's a long time. Girl, if I was on YouTube 14 years, I own half of Georgia. Do you hear me? Child. Funky said women on his cruise was funny built ugly with money. Well, he don't like women. So there's that I know of. Gloria, thank you for being a member for 4 months. Thank you so much. Y'all, I got to get off of here, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the building. We had 2.5 hours. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Shout out to Tasha K. Shout out to Funky. Shout out to Claudia. Well, somewhat. Shout out to Clawfoot. You know, whatever the case may be. Carlos King and all these other folks. I just wish that we start to realize this YouTube internet shit ain't real. It's just not. It's a job. Clock in, clock out, K your ass to the crib. With that being said, I'll talk to y'all on the next one. Love y'all down to the ground. Catch me. What tomorrow? Friday. I'm doing Educational Friday. So it won't be tomorrow, but definitely Saturday, probably. Love y'all down to the ground. I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'll do probably some pre-recorded content. See y'all later and peace.
Check 1 2 1 2. We live, baby. Come on. That's right. Okay. Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat. You know what I won't blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your, wow, 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 lift it up, then it bust it open, lift it up, yeah, come on, lift it up, then it bust it open for your B-O-Y, for your rockin' for your lift it up, baby, mix it with your bossa now, come on, Blaze, so you know, drop me a nasty beat.
Mr. Carroll.
How you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.